Well, hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. It is Wednesday, December the 20th. 5 more days to Christmas. Hope you're all ready. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you enjoy your time off if you have that. We got lots to talk about tonight. Lots of interesting stuff happening, especially in America, with good old Trump. So let's get right into it. But first, moving the mails around, we have Dustin. Dustin, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Still on my vacation,
Oh, yeah?
fortunate enough to have a longer one than most.
Yeah.
But
You know,
yeah,
you know
ready
what
to
I
do
forgot
some
to say?
banter.
Yes,
What
it's
did you
like you
forget?
are watching Borderline Banter. I
Yeah, everyone, if
yeah,
you're not sure
yeah,
where you are right now,
yeah. So
borderline banter.
there's a reminder. But yeah, I hope you have a
Hey,
great
Heckles,
day. Few
how
more
you doing?
heckles. I'm a few more days, and then I get several days off for Christmas as well. So, let's get right to it.
You see what he said.
Where am I? I,
Borderline banter,
you are,
where
yeah, you're
news
point,
meets entertainment.
yeah, with some humor,
Hopefully.
yeah.
So
This
yeah,
this might be pretty
ready to
entertaining.
jump in.
Let's do it.
All right, we had a very clickbaity thing about Trump, right?
Um,
Here it is from BBC.
Colorado Supreme Court kicks Trump off ballot, citing insurrection.
That was a tough word, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
well, insurrection. Yeah, it was well, just the way it is. It's like ballot
Yeah,
citing insurrection. Yes. Um. Okay. Was he?
that's
Has he
pretty
been?
upset.
Has he been convicted?
No.
That's bizarre. Weird. So he hasn't
Yeah,
been
so
convicted, but
there's
he has been. Okay. Just curious. I just want to know that.
yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
Colorado Supreme Court has ruled Trump cannot run for president next year in the state, citing a constitutional insurrection clause. So yeah, they're not looking at a conviction or anything. They're just looking at a clause in the
So
Constitution.
he's guilty to proven innocent. And the Constitution, I did a little bit of homework on this, not too much on the 14th Amendment and stuff. That's not for presidential elected officials, but that's a different story there. I'll have to look more into that before I talk about it. But yeah, um, so what do you think is gonna happen?
Well, I guess a couple more things are pretty important here. So this so far hasn't said it until all the way down here. The ruling only mentions the state's primary election.
Yeah,
So this is not talking about the general election. It's not like it's going to be Biden versus somebody else.
yeah,
The
but it
general
could
election
be.
is still Biden
It,
versus Trump.
well, not if because Colorado could definitely change the primary, can't they? Don't you think?
Eh,
Like
could it?
I don't know. I've heard they could. They're saying that. Like DeSantis takes that. DeSantis might take Florida. DeSantis is gonna take that. That's quite a bit, right? Like I don't know who'd take California. Like
I don't even know how.
that'd be hard to look up. But um,
Yeah,
regardless, that's pretty messed up how they can remove someone from the ballot for something like that. Um, I think it's that some people are scared. But
it says 37 GOP delegates, so maybe that number.
yeah, so
But I don't
okay.
know how that contrasts. Oh, Colorado has 37 of the 2,278 pledged delegates
Oh
up for
wow.
grabs in 2024 Republican candidates.
So 37, but that
So
could be
in
a
raw
difference.
delegates, Colorado has the 29th highest count, followed by Nebraska, West Virginia. Comparatively, the highest counts belong to California and
Of
Texas.
course, yeah, that totally makes
So
sense.
it 29th, it's doesn't really shift. 37 out of 2,200 doesn't really
Yeah.
swing it, I don't think. Oddly
Right,
enough,
but then
when Trump
other
is so far ahead everywhere.
everywhere, yeah, in every single state. It doesn't
Uh,
matter, like by far too. Um,
the other interesting thing is it was a 4-3 ruling. This is the Colorado Supreme Court, and that
yeah,
three included the Chief Justice. I don't know if the Chief Justice is special, but he was part of the dissenters.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I don't. I think he can appeal it, I believe.
Now this article says, but it could affect the general election in Colorado next
Yeah,
November. I don't. I think it would have to say that, but
it
or
could.
have its own
It's
ruling.
possible, right? I guess it's possible, but if the other states follow, like what happens if? I guess a whole bunch of states already shut it down, so that's not going to happen.
So this is the first ever use of Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, 14th Amendment, to disqualify a presidential candidate. The measure was ratified after the Civil War to block secessionists from returning to previous government roles once Southern states rejoined the Union.
So, but then that's kind of silly because he was in that war. He didn't do anything. There was nothing like. It seems kind
I
of fish.
mean,
Like what?
according to the
What did
Colorado Supreme Court, he was trying to what was their word? Do an
insurrection?
insurrection.
Okay,
Yeah,
even okay, but
that's the same. That's the same thing that
yes, but
Civil
you're
War
still
was.
that's still but that's far much more than that. But
I mean, you've heard people literally talk jokingly about Civil War II,
yeah.
Electric Boogaloo,
Oh, Civil War's trending last night.
and then
You
other
know?
people not even jokingly
Yeah.
talk about it too.
No,
Like,
I
I think
think
there was a good number of people who wanted that to be a Civil War moment.
I think Civil War might be coming more after this now. You know, like you're one step closer. You know, like
I have no idea if I am.
yeah,
It's
like
only ever happened once
not
here.
you only. Yeah, but doesn't mean it can happen again, right? So America's not that old, right? Of course, it's only gonna
Well,
happen
yeah, but
once.
I don't even
So
like number of steps. Like, I don't know. It only ever happened once. It's
yeah,
hard to
but
really
like,
say how many steps away
but you
we
guys are
are.
pretty divided. So is Canada, mind you. But we're all pretty divided, and yeah, like this could definitely set off some. Oh, it says Civil War right there. Yeah, no. But yeah, this could definitely set off some problems. So
But obviously, this will be appealed to a higher court.
yeah,
This is where I see it going down. So there it goes to the
when
Supreme
is the
Court.
primary there? Because they have to decide this 90 days before it
This
gets.
says the March 5th of March.
That's a primary election. So yeah, so not what's 90
Yeah.
days before that? It's already passed. Never mind. Um, actually, I don't know how many days ahead do they print the ballots. I'll have to look into that because
We do
that's
not reach these conclusions lightly. We are mindful of the magnitude and weight of the questions now before us.
I don't know. I think it's I
We
don't
are
think it's gonna hold
likewise
up.
mindful of our solemn duty to
I
apply the law
I do not
without
think it's gonna
fear
hold
and
up.
favor
But
and without being swayed by public reaction to the decisions that the law mandates we reach.
yeah, but that's I don't know. I just don't see it happening. Anyway, maybe it won't affect it. Um,
So one of the
because
dissenters said he was saying they can't deprive someone of the right to hold public office without due process of law. Basically, like you're saying,
yeah,
where's the
like
conviction, y'all?
yeah, like
Where's the due process? Where's the
and
conviction? Where's the
isn't that what all the Democrats are about? Innocent to proven guilty. Like what like no, I can't say about that. Maybe not Democrats, but they're like, oh, innocent to proven guilty. When you know someone's clearly guilty of doing something, like theft, for instance, you see those people stealing. They're like, oh well, they're not guilty because they're innocent until they're proven guilty. Like no, they're pretty much guilty. But
So the decision reverses an earlier one from a Colorado judge who ruled the ban did not apply to presidents, but found Mr. Trump had participated in an insurrection. Well, there you go. Colorado's already said they already said he did an insurrection.
but
We've already had a
but then
ruling.
he also says that that amendment does not apply to presidents. So, but again, was he charged? Was he convicted of it? Just because Trump had found doesn't mean he's convicted, right? It's very fine words on the choosing of the words.
Well, if you go to the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, it doesn't say anything about conviction or charges. So, do you even require that, or are we just making that up?
Oh, you think you would need that, right? Like he
Well, it's
wasn't,
not in the wording of the Constitution. Neither of those things are in the wording.
or is it not in the wording? And then you're under the
Well,
what
you don't
amendment?
add
What
things. The
amendment is it?
Constitution's a perfect
Okay,
document,
yes,
remember?
but what amendment is it? You're innocent to proven guilty. Is that amendment?
I don't think so.
No, I don't know all of them. I know. I again, we don't have but
Let's see. Amendment innocent until proven guilty. I don't
anybody
think
in
it's an
chat know?
amendment.
Please let us know. I'm pretty
Fifth
bad with
Amendment?
fifth. Okay, that is your. Was that with your gun too though? Isn't the Fifth
The
Amendment your?
presumption of innocence is
Okay,
recognized as a due process right under the Fifth Amendment.
so wouldn't the Fifth Amendment cover the 14th?
Depends on what the 14th Amendment says. Does it say anything about convictions?
Okay, but say okay, yeah. Again, that's something we would have to look into. Maybe right now is not the time because I'm sure it's not the easiest to go over, but it's definitely. I believe it's going to overturn.
Now, the actual wording of the Section 3 just says engaged in insurrection or rebellion. Doesn't say anything about being found guilty in a court
But
of
again,
law of
how
the
can they
charge of
how
insurrection.
can they prove he engaged in
And the
it?
thing is,
Because
if you look at the Civil War Confederate generals, they weren't all prosecuted, but it still
okay,
covered them.
okay, yet so they can get into power,
So to
which
extend
makes
it further,
sense.
the reason that they invented it, even
But
those
again,
people weren't all
but again,
convicted.
that was something, and no, and everywhere. Actually, it doesn't really matter now because it's too late. But Trump did say we don't want. He said there's no violence. He said he's to go there and protest peacefully. Is what he said, right? So
No, he
how's
said
he?
you go there, you got to fight like hell because they're gonna take it from you if you don't fight like hell.
Yes,
He said
peacefully.
you got to fight like hell.
Yes, and they only showed you half the tweets. You can look at like the tweets are
No,
probably
I'm
gone
not
now.
talking about tweets. I'm talking about the speech he was giving that I watched that day.
Did he say? Okay, I have to look into that because I'm pretty sure I
And
remember him
also,
saying.
just because you say peaceful doesn't change the rest of what you said. You can't just like say one word to absolve everything else that you're about to say.
But
Like you can't say I want you to peacefully chop off Joe Biden's head.
okay, well,
But I
no,
said peacefully,
but
right? So just it doesn't absolve you just to have said it. Did he say the word peaceful? Yeah, a couple times. I think in the tweet and in the speech.
but still, then but why? Okay, then why is I don't? I just don't see how he's being. I guess he's a figure, but how is he being blamed for others people's actions? You know.
Well, I mean, when you're the person with the mic telling the people to do things, I mean that's
But
who
again,
else
he
is
was
supposed
telling
to
them
be?
not to do that way. Like
Of
whatever,
course,
it's
they're
not
they're
going to
getting the
change it.
individuals too, right? We talked
Yeah,
about that on Monday. They're
yeah,
charging individuals.
which is crazy
They
too
charged, I
because
think, like 600 of them.
yeah, because there's been other problems and stuff that they haven't ever charged anybody from. But,
Yeah, there's about 1,000 more they haven't charged yet, but they
yeah,
probably will. Like it takes time to go through all of it.
yeah, like and
There's still more to come. There's
yeah,
still people who are sitting there thinking they're comfortable who aren't
but like, how is
comfortable.
it fair that some people were just there to protest peacefully? Now they're gonna get tossed in jail. They didn't
Well, I
even
haven't
go
seen an example of that yet.
like. There's some people that just showed up and got in trouble for it, just showing up. You know,
Who?
like they. Okay, I don't have names. I have to look into it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
important to have a name
Well,
of
yeah,
somebody who actually was convicted of
if I knew everything we're gonna talk about, I'd have a list of everything, but I don't. Okay, we
Well, I
banter
mean,
on.
with
Yeah,
the ones we have pulled up,
yeah,
we've looked at, and it's like, yeah, these people are the Proud Boys who organized it and
yeah.
brought the weapons.
Again, but we disagree on that. They
And the
didn't
guy who
like,
was
yeah,
back at the command center radioing to all the guys what to do, when to do it. Tario, the guy who wasn't there.
yeah, which he should have.
Like we talked about all those people and all their charges, like they all did things. So I mean, if we can get some of those names, why I mean, those people should be throwing those names up if there's people who did nothing.
Okay,
But where were we on this one?
yeah, I'm just looking. I was
This
trying to keep
is
going there. Yeah.
but this is a Supreme Court, so they can kind of just do whatever they want, right? But it does
Um.
go up to the
Yeah.
next level of Supreme Court, which at their level could also be whatever they want it to be. That's sort of the power we give Supreme Courts. Now, my prediction is when it gets to that Supreme Court, they say basically what you're saying is that, well, I mean, you haven't proven that he has engaged in an insurrection.
But yeah,
So,
again, I don't think it's gonna hold up. I think it's gonna be overturned at the federal level.
The decision does not go into effect until January 4th, coming right up to the deadline for printing the presidential primary
There it
ballot.
is. Yeah.
So I think that's what you're worried about on the timing.
Yeah. So.
And that delay could be extended if the Supreme Court takes up the case, which legal experts speaking to the BBC expected to do. That's what I'm saying. It's going to go to the court.
Yeah. I don't know. It just see that's the thing. They don't even have to win the case. They can just push it, and then oh wait, too much time went by. Oh, too late. The ballot's already been printed. Right. His name's not on it. Oops.
Yeah, but it's a
Right?
primary. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but and again, can you write your name? Because say he doesn't win the primary, right? Like he will, but the next thing they'll do is they'll try to take him off the ballot.
Well, I think that would end up following these same steps.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. Can you write?
And then at that point, you could probably just write him in.
Some states are not allowed to write him in.
Not there, I mean.
Apparently, there's 9 states that you can't write in a presidential name. And you have to look that up, right?
Well, we'll see if Colorado's one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Nevada, New Mexico, South Dakota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Hawaii.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Not Colorado. Okay.
That's a lot of red states there.
Yeah.
Weird.
But
Weird how there's a
no.
lot of red states there. Weird. I mean, there's
Yeah.
obviously Hawaii's a blue state.
Yeah. But there must be. I don't know. But how old are those rules? Right. Is that something that just most places haven't changed? Those places haven't changed it. Was that a federal law?
Maybe. I don't know.
But
That would
yeah.
be a rabbit hole to dig into as to why they can't just write in a name. Because
Yeah.
you can in the rest of them,
Yeah. It
43,
seems
46, whatever,
41.
41
41.
states
Yeah.
you can.
So and I'm Canadian, but it's so good. It's so good. But yeah. Let's see what happens. We'll definitely be talking about this more. That's only 2 weeks away, so it's not that far. And we will be live over the holidays, so we might even be talking about it during then too.
The last time it heard a case involving a presidential election was Bush v. Gore in 2000 when it stopped the state of Florida from carrying out a vote recount.
That's how he stole it from Gore, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have too much more.
Yeah, Bush lost the popular vote. He lost Florida, but for some reason, Supreme Court went in and just decided, nope, Bush actually won, and Gore said okay and walked away.
Yeah,
He should not have said okay and walked away, but he did. His own fault. But yeah, I don't know what else this article has.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's just going to go to the Supreme Court, and we do have one follow up that already came up with this.
Yeah, well, it's very continued right to this.
Yeah. From ABC News for this part of it, Ramaswamy pledges to withdraw from Colorado GOP primary in solidarity with Trump. And challenged Christie, DeSantis, and Haley to do the same.
Yeah. I know what. Good on. Like again, I'm not American, so I don't even have a choice on who you're voting for and all that. I almost said we, but
you're not American.
Yeah. Well, I'm still voting. Don't you worry. You don't need ID. Remember?
Hey, conservatives are gonna find you.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm too far away from the border. But no, I'm not too sure what to think about the guy yet. But no, good on him for doing this. Like, because it is like it isn't right. Like if they think they can beat him, like they keep saying they're gonna beat him, let him do it.
Yeah, and actually, we went ahead and found a clip so we can let Vivek say in his own words just how solidarity he is. And this is from WCNC. I don't know what that is. Some sort of YouTube news.
It just 1 second.
People select our leadership, not the unelected.
Oh, you need 1 second.
Yeah, one. Okay, go. Yeah.
We the people select our leadership, not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States. That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw. I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing. I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong. And I think it's up to Republicans to step up and stand up with a spine for our country's future. That's really what's at stake.
I do agree with
Vivek. They have it in his own words.
I do agree with him. I guess I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but I do agree. Like it seems like they're trying to do whatever they can to make sure he can't become president again.
Well, you got to remember we've talked about this before, but the way that the RNC and DNC, the private companies who do the primaries operate, they're not beholden to any of these rules.
Yeah, so I guess
they're literally beholden to nobody. They can name a winner however the hell they want.
Yeah,
then they've said as much. That being said, that is an easy slam dunk argument for the Supreme Court to say. Yeah, it's not for us to rule. It's a private organization determining who's going to be running in the general election.
From a private,
who's running in the general election should be what's contested, if anything. And of course, I think that would be similarly struck down because, like you said, he's not been found guilty in a court of law. He has no conviction.
And even if he can't, even if he has, is there a rule that you cannot run for president being a convict? I don't think there's.
Being convicted, I don't know, but specifically the insurrection.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
specifically
Okay. Yeah.
Section
Okay.
33.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
But
you're
you
right.
just mean like any other crime?
Yeah.
I thought that was something, wasn't it?
I don't think so because they're like, hey, like he's not going to prison anyway. But people are like, oh, he's gonna walk out of prison after he wins. And you will never see a day behind bars. And I don't
Okay.
think DeSantis or Nikki Haley or any of those other clowns will follow suit. But
So the constitutional qualifications for being president are being a natural born U.S. citizen, a resident for at least 14 years, and over the age of 35. A person can be disqualified by conviction in a Senate impeachment trial, but a criminal conviction does not affect eligibility,
there you go. So
in theory. And that's Eugene Debs, 1920, via ruling 2.2. If anybody wants to be more scholarly than me. So typically the answers you can still
yeah,
run
you
for
can. Yeah,
president, fine.
exactly. Right. No, I don't. On the Vic.
Now he has been impeached. Just didn't this say you have to be also convicted?
Yeah. Again, the impeachment in being impeached means, I guess it doesn't mean nothing, but again, it's nothing until
By conviction in a Senate impeachment trial. So
Yeah.
you need that conviction part of it,
Yeah.
not just the trial. So you
exactly
get that
right?
conviction. If you've been impeached, you can't go again.
Yeah, but he wasn't impeached.
So,
he
like,
wasn't.
yeah.
But he wasn't impeached. He was. It's hard because
He
he was
wasn't. He was impeached, but he was not convicted.
convicted impeached. Yeah,
He was impeached. I
it's
hate
so-
the way this works. but
I
that's
know
literally-
because
it's
I know
dumb
it sounds
because
so
he's been
dumb. Yeah,
impeached 2 times or 3 times maybe.
twice.
But he
Only
was
twice.
But he wasn't convicted either time.
Yeah, so
Neither was
it's-
Bill Clinton.
It
It's been
just
a while
sounds like
since an
it
impeached
just sounds
person
like
was
it just sounds weird because you're like, well, he wasn't impeached, but he was
Well, he
impeached.
was,
Yeah, but
then he wasn't.
Yeah,
But he
so-
was.
yeah, just kind of sleep words. That's just
It's
just how it is.
annoying, but it's how it works. So yeah, this is the same quote we heard
Yeah,
in the clip.
I
which
like.
is
I don't
good.
think Ron will step down. I don't think Nikki Haley or Chrissy. I think Chrissy's going to be out of the top. He should be out by January 4th. Like I don't see him being in. He should step aside now. He ain't gonna win.
Apparently,
a-
later in Mason City, Iowa, his 7th and final event of the day, Tuesday, Ramaswamy told a packed bar of voters of his opposition to the court's decision. So, same
Yeah.
thing. He's just
And no,
he
what? Good
disagrees
on.
with this court.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like good on versus Ramaswamy though. I do think he's not gonna win and he knows it, but that's still not the point. He's still making a point, you know? That made no sense what I just said there, but whatever. So he's
he
he's
says-
making a stance, you know, he's like standing with him. Like this is crazy.
He says, "I think every Republican will end up withdrawing, which means that won't affect anyone's path to the nomination."
Yeah.
I already don't think it will because of this up here at 37. That's nothing.
But it's still
Yeah,
again, I think it's a stance, you know what I mean? Like
And do
okay.
you not remember Biden's firewall thing where we got through like 7 states and then they just said, "That's it, Biden wins."
Yeah.
They didn't even finish all the states and
Yeah.
they said he won. So like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are we talking about? These 37 in Colorado. Did we even see how many Biden versus Bernie was
Yeah,
in Colorado?
so that's
no,
how-
we didn't get to it.
That's how the
fucking
that's how the
firewall.
general election is here in Canada. By the time it gets to friggin' while I'm in line about to vote, they're telling us who's winning who already won the prime minister's seat, pretty much.
Right.
You know,
It's
like I haven't voted yet, but like, I haven't voted yet, but I know who my next prime minister is. Like it's
there's
not.
a lot of people that would like to get Biden's name
Yeah,
off
yeah,
and via the primary, and we can't.
and he can't. Yeah, because he's
we can't,
automatically
we
on
can't
it,
remove
yeah.
him. He's just so automatic.
And
I
that's
hear that goddamn firewall word again.
yeah. But yeah, they don't have to
I think
vote,
it's South
so
Carolina. Is that his firewall? West Virginia?
I don't
somewhere over
know.
there.
I'm
It's an
not
East
sure.
Coast thing.
But yeah, Trump's gonna be on the general ballot no matter what. There's no way to keep him off. There's
Yeah, I
no
think
way
that's
to keep
Pretty
him
much
off.
a given. Short of getting an actual court decision or a court conviction on a charge, like yeah, I don't.
Which all his lawyers just have to keep pushing it back. They don't have enough time to go over the million pieces of paper, right? Like
Hire more lawyers. It's not my fault.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he has the best. Well, not the best, but he has some pretty good lawyers. Now that the other ones are in jail, but yeah. So kudos to the Vic. I don't like.
Of course, this also is him doing the anticipated ass kissing.
Yeah, for sure. He wants VP, right? Like, there you go.
I don't think he's gonna get it though.
No, well, we'll
I
see.
think Haley is more likely to get
Trump
than
will
him.
not. No, Trump and Haley. No way.
Why?
Yeah,
Women for Trump.
Yeah, well, that'd be Trump's best idea, but I don't know. I don't like Nikki Haley.
I mean, they need a counter narrative to
Yeah.
the whole Roe v. Wade
but
overturning.
Vic, he's a person of
issue.
color. There you go. You know, like,
Yeah, I mean, they could make similar
Mm.
arguments, but not directed to the Roe v. Wade
Yeah.
that's going to directly impact their election.
yeah,
I mean, it did in 2022, so to not anticipate its impact in 2024
Yeah.
would be foolish.
okay.
And
but, yeah.
to do something in response to it would be smart.
But Nikki Haley's big on war.
It doesn't have to be Nikki Haley. He could pull. There's several
Yeah.
other women. he
Ivanka
could pull.
Trump. Oh.
He could be that
No,
guy.
it can't.
That just
They can't.
Runs with his.
It's
do you mean?
impossible because they both live in Florida, and the vice.
No, not Ivanka. Do Melania.
Melania. Oh, sorry. I thought I
Do
said
Melania.
I said Ivanka as a joke, and right after that you said yeah. It's like oh,
No, he could really do Melania.
Melania. No.
Yeah, he should just do that.
But
Just
she's
say,
not
"Fuck it."
American.
What's the qualifications to be vice president?
Because you could become president if Trump gets
Doesn't
shot.
matter.
I'm pretty sure you have to be American, born in America.
All right. To be vice president, you must be a natural born citizen,
There you go. Yeah.
at least 35 years old, and a resident for at least 14 previous years. So the exact same requirements.
Yeah. Which makes
Is that
sense.
true for your qualifications to be?
No. I don't even think you have to be born here to be run for prime minister. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you don't have to be born here. I could be wrong though. Not 100% sure.
Now, if you're the third in line is the head of the Senate, right?
Yes.
Now, for that, you could bypass one of the requirements because for that, you only have to be 35 years old, a resident of the or a citizen of the United States, but only for 9 years.
But you don't have to be born there?
Just as U.S. citizenship and
Okay,
residency in the state, the senator.
Okay, yeah, because you're only going to be
The
president.
third in line could be president and not be naturally born citizen. And also only 9 years of residency.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones were saying 14
That can be
years.
pretty scary, but
So if you're born here and then move, you need to have lived here 14 years to be
Yeah.
president. You can't like be born here and leave and then come back and like, haha, I am finally back to run. But so Melania could not be vice president,
No.
but she could run for Senate.
yeah, but I guess yeah, she might. Yeah, she could. So
Is Ivanka 35?
I think she is. Yeah, she has to be 35.
Jay says the Republicans aren't exactly on board with a person of color.
That's
True.
I disagree. I don't know.
Unless it can be useful.
I don't think so.
Well,
but
They've yet to have a president or a vice president of color in the Republican Party.
the Democrats have had one. You know, like
Yeah,
Oh,
that's one is greater than zero by quite a
okay,
percent,
give me
you
a
know?
break. Come on. Give me a break on that. Like woohoo. So okay,
Look,
but
I said president and vice president, so technically I'm gonna argue back and say two.
who's it?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Oh, okay. Already got me
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean that's two is greater.
You know
than
why
zero,
she won, right? So,
I don't know actually.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not-
because the bus story.
yeah,
pretty
I
sure
know
it's the bus
Ramaswamy's
story.
Ramaswamy's not going to win. I know he's not going to win.
He's
But-
not, and this is just an opportunity to ask Kiss in a situation where he knows.
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna get
for
overturned.
sure. That's exactly.
It's nothing. He's risking nothing.
And I said that at the beginning. He already knows he's not.
He has everything to gain here,
Yeah.
and he's getting a dub over Christie, DeSantis, and Haley, who
Yeah.
didn't do this first.
Exactly right. No 100%.
He did the math, so there's no reason not to do this.
Yeah. But everybody
Yeah.
likes him. Again polls.
His
Justin's
number
big on
might go up.
polls.
He might go up a percent or two.
No, I don't see why the Vic isn't beating Nikki Haley personally, but that's me. But I'm not a big fan. I don't know. I'd rather have DeSantis. I'd rather have DeSantis than Nikki Haley as VP, but DeSantis it kind of sucks now. So
I think the reason you don't see him doing as well is the reasons that differentiate him from Haley are the same things that differentiate Trump from Haley.
Yeah.
So she's getting the voters that she's
and that's
getting.
that's a good point because they
because
do
it's
need
different
someone with
from
some.
what
You
they
need
both
someone
have.
with a little bit of different.
His
opinion.
platform is too similar to somebody else.
Yeah.
It's different in some ways. That's why he's got the percents he is getting, but it's too much overlap. Not saying he should change because that's you pick your platform based on your morals.
Like he's not gonna win, and we'll probably never hear about him again.
Or your donors.
Yeah. He's not gonna win. I will never hear about him again. I don't.
Jay says he's there to be a mouthpiece shield for Trump. Yeah, I think in many ways he
Yeah.
can serve as that. Even if he's not aware he's that, he can
Yeah.
be that and not be aware of that. Trump could easily just take advantage of,
But yeah,
the
he's like
current
Vivek
news
is like he's got the
cycle.
wittiness. He's a very good talker. Like he is.
Jay
Right?
says he's aware. He could
Yeah.
very well. Yeah, and like you said, he's smooth talker, very smart,
Yeah.
aware.
He's witty.
And he got ahead of this thing. So yeah, he's probably very aware.
Yeah.
So what is the bid? Is he trying to get vice president, or is he trying to get one of the other several cabinet appointed positions?
Yeah. Boom. Yeah. There you go.
I think it's more likely that one of those appointed cabinet positions, because vice president's a little.
Out of nowhere.
You gotta do something, unless you're Kamala Harris.
Book deal. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I don't know.
Deal, at the very least. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that, Jace. I think
He's already pretty wealthy. He's already very, very wealthy, but you have to be to run for president. So.
He could just write a book, what it's like to run for president against Trump without Trump debating.
Yeah, that's the thing,
What
though.
it's like to run against a guy you never get to debate against.
Yeah,
something like
and Lou, yeah, and that's the thing. That so he'll probably be the first. Like he's like all the other ones were bashing Trump for not going. Yeah, he might have should have went, but what's the point? He's not gonna win. He's not getting.
He literally has no reason to go.
There's no reason to go. Yeah.
What he's doing at the same time, he's going to all kinds of places and doing his campaign. Like he's in Iowa right now.
Yeah.
So all that the debate does for you is kind of sway voters and stuff. He's doing that with
and the voters who are voting for Trump aren't watching the debate. They might be watching the debates, but it's not changing their mind. They're voting for Trump regardless. They're
watching the debates, which are not timed at the same time as Trump rallies, are they? I thought he. Or are they?
They usually are. They usually are, but regardless, they're watching Trump over.
I feel like they DVR them then, or watch it later, because everything you can watch later now. Like
no, exactly. Like I listen. Like I'm not gonna lie, I've listened.
I have no evidence for that, but I would love to see the numbers of how many watch it as it's airing versus total watch, just to see like the percent. Is it like 15% watch it while it's airing?
But I listen.
85%.
I listen to a podcast who will play the debates the next day. And they get probably 300,000 views. So that only counts as one view, right? Because one person's watching.
It's hard to measure that, and to show that that's like that somebody was basically able to do both, even though they were trying to run head to head. You could do both. It's not the old times. WCW versus WWF.
No, it's
Monday Night Wars. TNT versus TNN. USA. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think that's all we have on that. We can.
Yeah, that was a twofer. We had two of our links tied to that. So, the other big news. This one we're pulling from Global News.
From Global News.
Canada. It's so big, even Canada's reporting it.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein's list. More than 170 people may be named in the new year. Man. So yeah, not very big. You're blocking my Canadian news. What the heck? But yeah,
detected.
That's against the law, isn't it?
Advertising revenue employs Canadian journalists in your local community.
You're ripping off Canadians. Like you, there you go. Don't. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
You just screwed up now. What the frick? No, I keep watching. Yeah, thank you for your support. All right, this is okay. Too serious thing here. So, we never did talk about Jeffrey Epstein. We didn't know each other when all that stuff was going down.
And then it kind of went away.
Disappeared. Yeah, he was suspiciously.
And most of the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff going on.
And that's all gone too. But boom. But yeah, apparently they're finally gonna release a list. Now I'm very confused because why did it take so goddamn long for this list to be put out there?
The list of Jeffrey Epstein's associates is set to be made public in early January after a federal judge in New York ordered a vast unsealing of court documents. They've been sealed under court order, judge order. Okay, another judge is saying unseal them.
So is someone messing around?
Really all it takes.
Is someone messing around with them?
Reports, Loretta Preska, judge, ordered the documents unsealed.
I don't know. It still seems like there's going to be a lot of fishy stuff. Can you believe anything on it, or are there going to be names missing? Are they?
Well, it's going to include former employees, co-conspirators, innocent associates, and victims are likely set to be identified when the trove of court documents is made public. I did hear some places saying that the victims will probably be redacted.
Yeah.
If they were underage.
Yeah.
Which are
majority
all of them.
Yes.
At the time of the crimes, they were likely all underage. They may not be at the current time, but that's...
I don't think they...
No, I mean, will there be people who are able to get their names removed from the list? Yeah, especially if you vaguely say something like co-conspirators. What does that mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Innocent associates.
Will Prince Harry get his name
Yeah.
off, or is it King Harry now? I don't know.
Innocent associates, yeah. So, like the pilot, you know what I mean? Like he went there, right? Is he innocent associate, or I guess he's an employee?
He's an employee, so you're going to see lists of people who literally have
But then
nothing
again,
to do with
some
it.
employees must have known something was going on. You know, you don't work at a friggin' brothel and not know what's going on.
Well, yeah, but if your livelihood is in jeopardy, do you jeopardize your livelihood to do something, or should you be expected to do something? That's always the
Yeah,
question.
well, see, that's tough.
And that's
too,
that's
though,
where
like,
they have duty to report
Yeah.
laws usually,
yeah.
and many professions have duty to report laws. Pilots not usually one of them,
But yeah, maybe I can't say, but yeah, like
because you're supposed to be flying.
yeah, it's not. I get it. Like yeah,
You have headphones on.
if the cable
so you're
if the cable guy comes to your
outside.
house and you have a meth lab in your living room, he's supposed to report it, right? Like
I don't know if cable
I'm
guys
pretty
have to
sure they
report-
have to
I don't
report
like-
that stuff, right? So, but I
like
don't know.
mandatory
Yeah.
reporting of drugs. I don't think there's any mandatory reporting of drugs.
I can't say. I'm not too sure. I heard that was a thing, but it could just be a thing from
The only mandatory reporting I'm aware of is child abuse.
If there's a child in the house with a meth lab, there.
Well, yeah, if there's a child endangered, that's different, you know. But if it's just a meth lab, that's you're a snitch if you want to report that. You can, but you're not
You're
required
gonna get
to.
some stitches, yeah. But yeah, I hope the list comes out. It should have been out a long time ago. Like they charged Maxwell again. Another thing, she should have been charged, but they charged her, but yet not one person has been convicted. So who was she trafficking? What? How can she be charged for trafficking when there's no buyers or product, right?
What was her charges?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Let's see. Child sex trafficking and other offenses.
Yeah,
Well,
child
that's
sex
vague.
trafficking. Okay, child sex trafficking. Okay, then where are the children? Okay, they're another.
Well, you don't name the victims.
You don't name the victim, but okay, but the victims are still there.
names.
But then where are the buyers? There's a list. There's a freaking list of it. Let's see it. You know what I mean? Like, but
Well, that's assuming that somebody kept a list of the buyers.
well,
In some cases, the government will come to you and offer to do a criminal thing with you, and then you say yes. Like they'll pretend to be a hitman, and then you'll say yes. Here's money to go kill this person, and they're like, "You're under arrest now."
yeah, isn't that
And see, the other person that was the government.
Yeah.
It sometimes can be. So, but the thing is, if they caught her via that means, and she didn't have a log of everybody, like
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
it's conceivable that there's no other people named. But then again, there's 170 people that are about to be named.
Yeah.
So I think those questions of why aren't these people charged are going to be very much at the forefront when these names are all public.
Because they're going to be judges, they're going to be politicians, they're going to be friggin'
'Cause it won't
celebrities.
be long before people look into who these people are, because it'll just be names at first, and then they'll figure out, well, why is this name here? Are they a former employee, or are they a co-conspirator? So people are going to try to figure out who were the co-conspirators that we don't know. We already know several of them. Harry and Dersh.
Yeah, so we'll follow back up on this in about 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, it said early January. We'll actually get the list, and of course, yeah, we're gonna follow up. We're gonna look through the names and see if we recognize anybody, because I'm expecting some celebrities and shit, right?
Oh, for sure. Celebrities, judges.
Here's Prince Andrew. Yep, he's gonna be on the list.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already known. Like this photo right here is enough alone. He's going to be on the list. You know.
But yeah, but is that on the island itself or no?
So she was convicted of recruiting and grooming teenage girls for sexual encounters with Epstein. Well, I mean, that doesn't necessarily require a buyer. The buyer's there and he's dead.
Yeah. So they say
the way that's worded, the way this is worded, there's no buyer either.
Recruiting and grooming teen girls. Okay, well, that's a different charge, and yeah, so.
Yeah, the other thing said.
All right. Well,
I'm not a lawyer, so you know.
Still pretty weird because like someone definitely killed Epstein. He didn't kill himself. I know that's a big joke, but there's no fucking way that shit all went down. So somebody on the list didn't want the list to get out, and they thought killing was gonna work. I don't know. It's a conspiracy, but the camera stopped working that night. The guard fell asleep. He was on suicide. Like, give me a break. A lot of weird
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, it says he did the suicide. I don't believe that.
I don't
care
either.
if you want to call me a conspiracy
No, that's the
theorist.
thing. I'm glad we agree on that, right? Because it is true, yeah.
The circumstances are ridiculous.
Yeah. So, like, come on. That's in no way is that's gonna happen, right?
Why
Like,
in the modern age we wouldn't be absolutely certain and have absolute evidence of what happened?
yeah. So
That's ridiculous.
and the camera just dies right at that second. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything else on Epstein. What about you?
That's all I got. I just want
Okay.
to wait to see the names. And the other sources were saying 150, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure. 170, 150.
More than,
Who
yeah,
knows?
whatever.
And more
Lots.
than. So who knows what we're gonna get? I hope it includes everybody who flew on the plane. Flow on the. All right, next up, how do I turn off my ad blocker from Google Chrome Firefox?
Okay, cool.
All right, here's what's actually next. More
Um,
gaming news.
go ahead.
Kotaku brings us this sad news. Zack Snyder willing to direct live-action Fortnite movie.
Okay, now is it sad because that's gonna be a shitty movie or what?
Maybe it's also because Zack Snyder didn't do a great job of the DC superhero stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a mix of that.
I don't know. Like a Fortnite
I mean, the
movie.
subtitle thing here says, "Does anybody want to see Batman vs Superman director's take on the popular game?" So they're like referencing this DC movie that wasn't great.
I wouldn't want to see. I don't. That wouldn't interest me. I like Fortnite. I play Fortnite, but I don't think that would interest me. Is that?
Not sure with the Rick and Morty stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna
has to
say
do
why
with
is Rick and Morty there, but yeah, Pickle Rick, right?
it. Yeah, Pickle Rick. Zack Snyder, film director and guy who spells Zack correctly, is out promoting his new Netflix film Rebel Moon. But because he's talked about Epic's popular battle royale shooter Fortnite in the past, people keep asking him about the game. And recently, someone wondered if he would be willing to direct a movie based on the franchise. According to Snyder, of course.
I don't see that being a good movie. Like the clips are kind of neat, like the 5 minute clips, but after 5 minutes of that, that's all I want to see, right? Like,
Have you seen Rebel Moon?
no, I haven't. I never even heard about it before. Have you?
Never heard of this. Rebel Moon's a gritty space adventure and is poised to set up a larger franchise for Netflix. Is it not out yet?
I don't know. Maybe not yet. I have not heard of it. Personally, I don't know. I don't.
It's got Anthony Hopkins.
I'm not a big DC, like we talked about that before. I'm not a big superhero person anyway.
Well, I don't think Rebel Moon is
Yeah, but I'm talking about like his DC Batman or whatever he did. But that live action, that'd be, I don't know, it'd be lame. I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty freaking lame. But they are running out of ideas for shows and movies, so may as well milk what you can, right? Every kid in the goddamn world would want to go see that in theaters.
I don't think. I don't know. I think kids might actually be like, no, to a live action Fortnite movie.
Yeah, maybe, but if they make it look shiny and like, I don't know, they can.
Oh, this just feels like one of those things that they would know that it's an adult trying to make something they think kids like.
Yeah. So, but then
Snip
parents
it
are gonna
out a mile
grab.
away.
Okay, then we'll hope for the dumb parents out there to buy that shit for their kids. So.
Oh, apparently this is a clip of him saying it, but
Good.
I'm good.
Would you?
Says, I mean, of course.
Would you watch it in chat? Anybody watching in chat right now? Would you watch a live action Fortnite movie?
What would the plot even be?
Find the banana, the missing banana. I don't know. Beautiful blue. Yeah, she says no. I agree. Like, there's just no reason.
Oh, hey.
Thanks for
Here's the
watching.
reason
Yeah.
Music's. If Zack Snyder does end up making a Fortnite film, I will expect a big starring role for Rick and Morty's Mr. Meeseeks, as that is, according to the filmmaker, the main skin he uses when playing the game. I don't think so.
No. So that's what the Rick and Morty thing
I
was
think
there.
Peely and Jones would be your characters.
Yeah.
It's a question of which
Peely
Agent Jones you want, but
Peely Jones
has to
buddy
be
cop
involved.
movie.
Yes, Peely Jones buddy cop movie.
The
would
J7
be
chat. So.
badass. Yes. And Beautiful Blue just said no.
Yeah.
Not the target audience either. My opinion matters for a little. Exactly. I mean,
and that's with a lot of things.
Like saying, like the kids, like would the kids go to it? I don't know. If you make it like a buddy cop Jones and Peely thing, I think they would.
Yeah.
Depending on how you make it.
And they can make it directed totally towards 10-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like make it kind of like Spy Kids look. You know what I mean? Right? But more advanced than that, of course. But
Just don't try to do like the season storylines because those always end up in a big dumb kaiju battle for no reason. That just resets the world anyways and had no like stakes. So like it's just don't do that.
or
Don't try to
we're
adopt the actual Fortnite storyline because the actual
yeah
Fortnite storyline is weird and jank and
yeah
designed to give us a new map more than anything.
exactly. And I love the game. I like playing it. I play it all the time, but it's not my cup of tea to watch the cutscenes.
Yeah, and Zack Snyder's name doesn't really do much to add or subtract from that for me. Really, just you could take him out of this and just say,
Yeah,
what
I agree.
should a live action Fortnite happen?
And
No.
Beautiful Blue just said in the chat, I guarantee it would be a popular movie for kids between 10 and 14, regardless of the age. And I agree, right? Because it's Fortnite. I still love Fortnite. They're gonna see Fortnite. Oh, let's go. They're gonna go with their friends, or their mom's gonna take them, and
Yeah, probably.
like that's just how it is, right? Like,
How
but
big of a budget do you think they can give it?
I don't know. I'm not very good with the movie budgets.
Like superhero level?
Yeah, I don't know. Fortnite is a very popular game and rich, so they can probably pump some money into it.
Or do they make the movie literally be about 100 people dropping in?
Well, yeah, and then only one survives. Like, but then
If they do that, isn't that just Hunger Games?
that is Hunger Games. Yeah, just a survival Hunger Games. They did that. There's a WWE movie like that where they took a whole bunch of criminals and tossed them on an island. And
Oh yeah, the Condemned or something.
yes, I think that's what it was.
Steve Austin is in it. Yeah.
We had kids that go skip days when the new Fortnite came out. Yeah, I used to have a roommate that would not like a roommate. He was an adult too, who would skip work because of World of Warcraft. Like he's like, I gotta have a raid, and he wouldn't go to work. I don't have anything else on this. Do you?
Nah.
Okay.
Nope. I hope it just stays as a rumor.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
also
Don't
the live action aspect of
don't
it. Like, if
ruin
you're gonna
it.
do it, maybe make an animated one.
Yeah.
Right.
So from Gizmodo, Magic: The Gathering formally bans the use of generated AI in final products.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, so Magic has always had some amazing art, and yeah, that's good. And they're not gonna let AI take over. Now, how do they know it's AI?
Yeah, I mean, what do they mean by generative AI? I'm not familiar with that term.
And
What-
final quotation.
Does this mean that they can use the AI to do pieces of a composition, but the final composing has to be done by a human? It can't be generated.
Yeah,
at
or
the
they
end,
can
like-
get the idea from it, then they have to draw it, or I don't know.
So the statement comes after D&D found itself embroiled in an AI art controversy this summer and recent mass layoffs at parent company Hasbro.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I do remember that
I don't.
a little bit. Here's an example of one of the Magic the Gathering artworks.
Is that AI? Is that real? That's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's
I-
by Lai Setiawan.
Yeah.
Do you know the card?
No, I don't.
I don't either. It's one of the angels, but it's not one I recognize. All right, an error in judgment earlier this year when a D&D artist confirmed they had used generative AI programs to finish several pieces of art included in the Sourcebook Glory of the Giants. So Wizards of the Coast publicly banned the use of AI tools in the process of creating art for the venerable TTRPG.
No, that's
Now
good.
the publisher is making that clear for its other widely successful game in Magic the Gathering. So I don't know what Glory of the Giants is. That must be another game of those.
Yeah, probably another card game, but there's lots of trading,
Right.
like a lot of card games like that out there. Many of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
And
good. Like
Wizards of the Coast are behind several of them.
yeah, because that's ridiculous. Because people work hard on that shit. They work their whole lives, and now that's like anything else, I guess you can say. So it's not fair to anybody. But then the AI is like, oh well, here I can do that in 10 seconds. Boom, done. Right?
Well, I mean, it depends on, in my opinion, it depends on how much the program is doing versus the artist.
And how good it is.
In many
so-
ways, this is just a new tool. This is like a paintbrush.
Okay, but yeah,
And if the paintbrush did everything for the artist, yeah, paintbrushes would be bullshit.
but
But if the painter is doing something with the brush like Bob Ross does, well, okay. I mean,
okay,
that's a tool, and he's using that tool in an incredible way.
yeah.
So it
But
entirely depends on how they're using it.
that's why it says the final product. So yeah, you
If they're
can't.
just going and typing in a prompt, if they're typing in a text prompt and getting a picture and saying done, fuck that. That's not
Yeah,
art. That's you typing a prompt, and I don't care how many different times you have to type. That doesn't make it art.
yeah.
But I'm really good at my prompts. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not art. If all you're doing is a typed prompt, you know? And hey, maybe the art world will say I'm wrong with that, but I'm not an artist either.
I'm not an artist now.
Kick me out.
But no,
I wanna be in
I
your club.
had some artists friends growing up, and they were really good and amazing. Like they can make it amazing.
This post has been updated to include clarification from Wizards of the Coast regarding the extent of guidelines for creatives
There you go.
working with Magic and D&D and the use of generative AI.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? What updates? What clarification?
I don't know. Let's see. So for
Our internal guidelines remain the same with regard to artificial intelligence tools. We require artists, writers, and creatives contributing to the Magic TCG to refrain from using AI generative tools to create final Magic products. They keep using that same kind of
final,
wording.
yeah.
We work with some of the most talented artists and creatives in the world, and we believe those people are what makes Magic great.
I know that
I mean,
is true, right? Like, so, but when they say final, so does that mean you can't, like, exactly, you can't just type in that. You can type in dragon, and it can give you a dragon, and maybe you can use that and change it. I don't know.
So Glory of the Giants contained multiple pieces of art that had utilized generative AI created assets to, quote, polish elements of the final work.
Okay, so polish, huh? Is that like
I
just?
mean, I guess I'm struggling to understand what the problem with the Glory of the Giants was then, if that's all it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. AI is taking a lot of people's jobs though. Like said, how many people are fired from Hasbro? That's not very, very cool, right? Yeah, it saves them money, but
Well, for their perspective, they'd rather freelance the artwork and not have to have paid benefits to a full-time
yeah.
artist. Blue says, "Why are we punishing artists for using new tools in a world that demands instant results?" Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say. If it's being used as a tool, I've got no problem with it. But if you're just typing in a prompt and it's not a tool, it's just doing everything.
And yeah, you're right. And that's the
It's not
shitty
quite the
part about the
same.
world now is everything has to be boom, boom, boom.
I
Like,
feel like
you
there's
know?
two ways to use it, and
But-
one way is full on, definitely, and especially to meet the demands of today's like expectation for art and artists, especially 3D and animated art. Like they just demand so much in so little time.
Yeah, and it's not, and then they get mad when they don't have the results they want. You know, that's why movies are shit these days. That's why everything's shit these days. Because other than taking time, they're like, oh, let's film this 3 hour movie in 2.5 weeks. I'm being a little facetious there, but you know, they're like, they just want to pump it out and they don't care. Like, not quantity over quality? Is that
So
the
yeah, the
same?
wording in the D&D statement is distinctly different to that in the one for Magic the Gathering, which only says that, quote, final Magic products, quote, cannot use generative AI tools, rather than any point of the creative process as addressed by the publisher for D&D. So I guess D&D is getting harsher than Magic the Gathering with it.
Okay, yeah.
They're saying no across the board, which is like Blue saying it's punishing artists.
It is,
Like,
yeah.
I think if it literally is a zero tolerance thing with that, it's a freaking tool. You know, it's computer assisted art.
Yeah.
It's no different than like the art programs we have, or a stylus with a those pads you can draw on. I'm not an artist. You know what I mean? You know the thing.
Oh.
The kids are doing the art on.
All right, well.
But yeah, and then it does talk about the layoffs here. 1,100
Yeah.
staff over the next 6 months across several divisions. So it's a bad time to be involved with that company.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Lou says something in the chat too. In the end, technology has made thousands of jobs obsolete. As long as we embrace that technology, we also need to recognize. My bad. We also need to recognize our need to evolve with it. So,
Yeah, evolve, and also like
but we're not.
our laws
Oh.
and stuff need to
Change too, yeah.
adapt, and they don't
Yeah.
adapt fast enough. They end up being so far out of date.
Yeah.
Like,
by the time the laws pass, it's a new thing because the new technology came out, right? Like it's like self-driving cars, you know, like kind of like that, you know, that have to come
in
out.
the way the
like,
internet and technology kind of burst
yeah,
really fast at a point, and it's like legislation hasn't really even caught up to the internet, if we're being
yeah.
honest.
No, it hasn't.
Like,
It's so
internet
hard.
companies have
Oh.
just been kind of wild west, and we haven't really reined any of it in. You'll
Yeah.
see robot Zuckerberg before Congress. That's them attempting to rein it in, and we saw him drink water, so confirmed. Consumes water. Put that on
Yeah.
the list. Things we know about Zucker.
All right. Well, I think that's all I have on Magic.
Yeah,
I haven't played
I
Magic
mean,
in 20 years.
I haven't either, but I do love the art, and that was a big part of why I collected the cards. They look cool.
I do have
I
some
actually had a
Magic.
friend who collected a specific artist.
Oh yeah.
They had Brom. I think it's
Don't.
Braun or Brom.
I don't know the names.
Yeah, and they've done several Magic the Gathering cards, so try to get them all. And another friend of mine was collecting Rebecca Gway, another artist with several cards. They were both trying to complete the collection of those specific artists, every card that their art was used on. My collection was Legends, cards that were legendary creatures,
I just
legendary lands.
I just had a whole bunch. And then when I was playing at school, we had books, we had classrooms for after school, and you picked your book with all the cards you want. It was pretty neat.
What do you mean book?
Like it was a book with with sleeves of cards in it, you know.
But what do you mean you picked it?
Well, we each had it was just an after school thing, not program. And then the teacher, he just had thousands of cards, and he split them up into piles so you can go and play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
I was
but
gonna
in
say,
a
like,
book,
I had
sorry.
my own binders. I wouldn't be
Binders,
just
sorry.
handing my binder out to
My
somebody.
bad, yeah, binders. But yes, no, they were for
Yeah.
they were to
I had
hand
my
out,
rare
so.
binder. I had my good uncommons binder. I had my special lands binder.
I didn't know anything about them, and I'm sure there was nothing fancy in
And
there.
then I just started putting everything else in shoe boxes and shit because there's so much cardboard.
Yeah, Mr. Boyle was his name. I don't remember anything else about him. But yeah, let's move on.
All right. Got another one from Gizmodo here.
Okay.
An adorable cat video reaches Earth after 19 million mile journey from deep space. Thus confirming aliens have cats? Question mark?
What? So yeah, so there's adorable cat video reaches Earth after 19 million. Huh? That's kind of like.
That means the aliens sent that
Yeah,
then, right?
it must have,
The
because
video?
how else would a video of a cat be sent to us? Right? Like
NASA did
yeah.
it. Didn't
Oh. What?
they?
So they're sending videos of cats? Do they want aliens to come quicker? Because if I was an alien and I saw a cat, I'd be like, "Hey, let's go see these cats, man. Let's go."
15-second video marked a new technological feat in which NASA beamed a video from a record-breaking distance using lasers.
Okay. Is this the video?
I hope it's the video.
Is that?
I really
Is that the video?
And everything.
I'm really like, is that it? Like, is that okay?
NASA. This is from NASA.
Yeah. So
this could be the video. I hope it.
Yeah. And
NASA just combined all my favorite things: space, lasers, and cats.
Yeah. It's a first of its kind demonstration of a deep space optical communication. Is that really?
Okay? Sure.
The space.
How do they do that?
Well, they have to bounce. I don't know.
Like, how do they send something out there, and that thing that they sent out there is now 19 million miles away?
But did it make a return from Earth to Earth? Did it? Didn't it say it returned to Earth?
Well, the communication, but what was it communicating from? Like the satellite.
Yeah. Okay, but then how does it come back?
From the satellite came back, right?
But there's no satellite 19 million miles away, is there?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, there has to be, doesn't there?
I don't know. I guess we have the article in front of us.
You can't stream from nothing. So,
unless they bounce it off of maybe they bounce it off of a star or something.
All right, NASA, explain yourself. A gold-capped laser transceiver attached to NASA's asteroid probe Psyche beamed a 15-second long video of an orange tabby cat named Taters casing a laser pointer up and down a couch. Space agency revealed this week. Oh, okay.
So it was a live
Good.
stream.
The feline live stream broke live stream.
Yeah, it's a live stream.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Broke the world for broke the record for the longest distance covered by data encoded laser beams, 80 times the distance between Earth and the Moon.
Wow.
They're making it up. Data
Yeah.
encoded laser beams.
Yeah.
What is this? This is not real. Is
And
it?
then there's a cat playing with the laser on the couch. Like, it's only, we don't have to watch a 15 second. I'm
No,
sure.
I think it was literally this
Yeah.
up above.
I'm pretty sure that was it. That's like 6 seconds, but still, it's probably not much more than that. We've all played with that. Like, we all have a laser pointer, you know. Even I do. They can make it shine.
Star of the video is actually the pet of a NASA employee. Footage of taters is overlaid with graphics
show.
that illustrate several features from the technology demonstration. Oh,
Ah,
okay.
That's kind of
It
neat.
also displays
so-
more information about taters, including heart rate, color, and breed. Wait, was that up there?
Must be, you know, that stuff, yeah. So they're sending this cat's friggin' health records
Taters
to
the
aliens.
cat. It says Taters the cat down
Yeah.
here. Species, orange tabby. Life, 9 out of 9, I think.
9.9 years, 9 months. No.
Well, the cats have 9 lives, and he still has
Yeah.
all 9 of them intact.
But I'm pretty sure that's
Possibly.
they wouldn't. I don't know. Telling people cats have 9 lives is
They
very.
literally wrote Taters the
Yeah.
cat on the screen, and you're thinking it's gonna be a serious screen.
It's not yet. And then it's just even real. Like,
it's all real.
Go back up for a
NASA.
second. Go back up for a second. Look at the corner,
Enhance.
bottom right. Look at the bottom right.
Oh, what's that?
There's another cat. You know, like
Why is that there? How
you
is
know,
that there?
like was he watching the stream? Like I don't know. Oh.
And it's in this one too.
Yeah,
There
look
you
at
go.
yeah. Just looking at the camera. But yeah, okay.
Great, downlink, great.
That's kind of neat, I guess. Back to you can send videos. in
I guess
space
I
now.
still don't quite understand what they did.
I don't either. They sent a live stream far to see how far they can send it. So
How
that
did it
way,
come back?
maybe there's. I don't know. I don't know
Do
how
they
it
have
came
boomerang lasers?
back.
You know,
I don't know. I'm not.
so their deep
Expert.
space optical communication experiment launched aboard the Psyche spacecraft on October 13th as a first demonstration of laser or optical communications from far away as Mars.
So yeah, it must be a friggin' satellite or something somehow. I don't know. I have no clue about space shit. I like to look at it, I like to watch it, but I don't know anything about it. The video took 101 seconds to reach Earth.
I guess.
Yeah.
He's pointing. At
Yeah, it's a cat.
Look,
Hey, look,
the
guys.
video's here.
Yeah. No, look at that one guy. He doesn't look too impressed. You know?
He doesn't. He's like,
You know,
"There's
he's
only-"
like, okay, it's a cat. He's
She
clearly a
lived
dog
college
person.
for several years.
Yeah, he's a dog
She's
person.
proud
Yeah.
though. She's got her phone
Yeah,
out. She's like,
so- okay. That's
I just don't get what they've done, but good
Yeah.
job. Good job.
I have nothing else to say really, unless there's more on how it came back. It's just a long story on how a video of a cat was sent to space.
One of the goals is to demonstrate the ability to transmit broadband video across millions of miles. Sure.
So we can sit, but what doesn't that alien need the same technology to watch it? What happens if it only has like a VHS? It's not going to be able to watch the stream, you know. Yeah.
So this does say that we usually send packets of randomly generated test data, but to make this significant event more memorable, we decided to work with the designers of JPL to create a fun video which captures. Okay, well, whatever. They normally send random junk. They just, like you said at the very beginning of this,
Yeah.
this is not just randomly generated junk. This is going to have a response.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
All right.
maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Blue says they use polarized light and quantum timing to send the signal. Okay,
Hmm.
but how did it come back? What did it bounce off of?
Don't know.
I'm hoping Blue knows. I didn't understand that sentence, but maybe the next one will make sense.
I don't think I'm lost on the next one too, but let's see what it's about.
All I know is there was a cat video and NASA. So good job, NASA. Do more cat stuff. Can't really argue with you. I thought of you when I saw this.
How come?
Well, because you always like to talk about scammers.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah, CNN Business brings us this. Maker of popular gift cards sued over alleged card draining scam risk. Have
yeah.
you
It's a
heard of
very
card draining?
yeah. It's very very simple to do. So I'm not going to tell you how to do it online here because that's just yeah. I don't want to get excited for that or something, you know. But yeah. So what I think this is, I could be wrong because I didn't read the article, but what I think it is that what people do is they'll go buy a credit card and they'll swipe it and pay for it. But what they don't realize is on the back side, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna ruin it for everyone. On the back side, someone
You're
kind of
literally just explaining.
yeah, I'm gonna explain it now. It's gonna be in the article, I guarantee it. But on the back side, someone ripped it open and then they tape it shut, so you don't know it. They like cut it very very safe because you can go in and grab a handful of those and walk out with them. No one's gonna stop you because they're not activated. And then what you do is you like not what you do, but what they do is they cut it open and then they take out the real card and put a fake one in there or something, or they make it so when you scan the barcode, it activates the credit card, but you don't actually have the physical credit card, and you don't know that until you go to use it. So you got to make
Right.
sure it's not open, right? So
And they're saying that they are not sufficiently improved the card's packaging or implemented other changes to prevent those losses. So yeah, that's literally what you're saying. People
yeah,
are just circumventing the packaging of the cards to
yeah,
do whatever it is you need to do.
and then they just
Swap
watch
the
them.
cards, steal the
Like,
numbers, wait for the person to activate them with
yeah.
you having the real card, them having a fake card kind of
See, and that's so hard to
dealios.
do too, because like yeah, you got the $50 cards, but how do you know it's got taken? How many do you leave? Like you're gonna get caught sooner or later, you know. Like, but
So according to a cybersecurity expert with GuidePoint Security, card draining is the most prevalent scam this holiday season.
yeah.
So
And if you
watch
get a
out for
phone
that.
call from the CARA or the FDA, whatever you call it, or whatever you call it, RRS in the States, they do not take gift cards as payment. Like you have those scammers, like, oh, we take Apple Pay. No, they don't. They're lying.
Oh, and just for the record, this article is citing specifically this vanilla brand.
The vanilla cards,
these
we have those
cards,
here. We have those here
and
too. So
and vanilla has responded saying categorically they deny the baseless allegations made in the San Francisco complaint and are proud of our long history of innovation and consumer focus that has made us undisputed
Don't-
industry leaders. So they're saying nah.
see, like, both now
Okay,
this
but
is
what do you got to start in cardboard?
this is going back 15. Yeah, but this for cardboard. But this is going back 15 years. There's another scam with these cards, and I actually got scammed for it. Not me myself, but the company I was working for at the time. What they would do is they would buy the card, or they steal the card, and they scratch all the numbers off. Then they'd actually steal a credit card number from online and write it down, and then they convince you because they'd be their name and everything. They convince you to swipe the card, but it didn't work, so you have to put the numbers in. And you're like, oh well, they actually just like they show you your name, and they got me. They scammed me. I fell for it. But yeah, they write their numbers on it, and then that's how they do it. And vanilla never fixed that either because you can still scratch your numbers off.
Sounds shady.
It is shady. I think those credit cards are horrible. They're a good idea, but for a $25 gift card, you have to buy a $4.50 transaction fee. So you're paying
Apparently, Incom is the parent company.
income. Okay, yeah.
We're talking Incom here.
And after a year, they start charging you, right? Like, not in Canada, it's against the law because this is an American company. They don't have to follow for some reason. But yeah, so thieves target preloaded gift cards more than credit. Yeah, more than credit and debit cards. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Because the gift cards generally are less protected with multiple security and fraud protection measures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense. Your credit cards and debit cards have lots of protections and notifications, and they'll get frozen automatically if something weird happens.
Yeah.
These things, they're not tracking for anything weird happening. This actually also says that in California, by law, providers of gift cards are obligated to reimburse cardholders for unauthorized transactions, and Incom regularly refuses, in violation of that law, to refund them.
Yeah, it was like,
because if somebody scams you out of the money, that's an unauthorized transaction by definition.
Yeah. It says right at the bottom, card draining works in two ways. The first is scammers attach a barcode from the card they already have to an unsold gift card. So yeah, there you go, right? Same thing. So I just said it wrong. My bad. when someone buys a card that has been tampered with, it loads of money on its load of
Actually
money on
loading
it.
on
It
those, yeah.
actually loads of money onto the scammer's card. Yeah, that's all it is. Then they just wait.
The second way is to steal the details off of a legitimate gift card and then put it back on the rack. Scammer already
Yeah.
has the card info, and they track when it is bought and loaded with value, and then quickly access the money and use it before the buyer.
Yeah.
Probably through like an online transaction.
Yeah, no, exactly. You write down
Yeah.
the number, you write
Because
down
you don't
the,
have a physical card, so you
you write down all the numbers. Yeah,
numbers.
exactly, right? And I don't know. But
So yeah, if you see any gift cards where you can with the packaging see those numbers, don't buy it.
I know
Anybody can
everyone
have those
goes.
numbers
Everybody
already.
does gift
Like-
cards these days anyway, and I get it. But that's like the whole point of Christmas is to actually think of someone. You may as well just hand them $20 then, other than a gift card. But because I don't know. I miss the days when you would buy people gifts. Now it's always just gift cards, gift cards, gift cards.
Check the packaging for any suspicious stickers or tampering, or if the card looks bent or resealed. Yeah, because all those things could be somebody
Yeah.
trying to see or access that information or exchange the information or any of that stuff. So I mean, it's something to watch out for sure.
Alrighty.
A lot of older people out there, like you said, buying gift cards as gifts. You know, lots of grandparents. That's what they do. They just go through a whole list of gift cards.
Yeah, and then and the old seniors actually will fall for that scam or call too. It's sad, but they do fall for it.
Yep. So just make sure its packaging is nice and clean.
Alrighty.
Untampered.
I think we got three more left here.
3 more left to go through
Now,
here.
now again, I'm gonna let you know right at the bat. I know nothing about this, so this is gonna be mostly you.
What? I am not a nuclear scientist.
Well, you're more of nuclear science than I am, because
Well,
yeah, it's
not
nuclear
good.
fusion. Yeah, we're screwed here, but you picked it. You take it.
all right. CNN brings us this one. Scientists successfully replicate historic nuclear fusion breakthrough 3 times. We apparently didn't learn this the first time.
Now,
but,
I think I did hear about this. Wasn't this one they're saying as soon as they turn it on, the world's gonna implode or something? Or
I don't know. So this was last year on December. So this
Yeah.
was before Banter existed. So last year on a December morning, scientists at the National Ignition Facility at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California managed in a world first to produce a nuclear fusion reaction that released more energy than it used in a process called ignition. So that was December of last year. This article
Okay.
is talking about now they've been able to do that again, replicate it. That's a very important step in science, being able to replicate
stuff, yeah.
and have the same results occur each time. They've now done it 3 times, apparently.
So what
this
exactly does that?
actually-
What exactly does that do? Just create more energy for what? Like power?
It
for...
released more energy than it used, so it would be a source of energy.
Yeah. Now, is it safe?
What do you mean?
Like, what's it? How does it do it? Right? Like,
Well, they shoot 200 lasers at a cylinder holding a peppercorn. Is that safe to do? I've never shot 1 laser, so I don't know.
I don't know. At a peppercorn, peppercorns aren't that big, are they?
Peppercorns are pretty small.
Yeah.
right?
So like at 2. Okay.
Well, those are the things like when you have one of those grinders, peppercorn
Yes,
grinders.
so
it'd be
exactly,
before
yeah.
it was grounded.
So it's not that big at all. So 200 lasers hitting that, and what did it do to the peppercorn then?
So this says, if mastered, this could provide the world with near limitless source of clean power. So that's the plus side. The minus side is, Mike
If.
says we're all gonna die.
Isn't this what they did? Isn't this what they did in the Flash? Like, isn't that how the Flash became the Flash? Nuclear fusion or something?
A lot of like the Fantastic Four has a origin story with nuclear.
Okay.
I think a lot of superheroes do, but I don't think that's how it really works. I think nuclear radiation, we know the effects, and they're not good. But yeah, this is actually a fuel capsule the size of peppercorn. I'm assuming the fuel is uranium or some other nuclear fissile
Well, nuclear power is probably the best power.
ingredient. Well, yeah, I think it's got the most potential by far. It's not even close. It's just a matter of can you harness it, and that's what these tests are trying to show is they can you harness it in a useful way. and useful being measured as more energy produced than cost. And the bigger that difference is in produced versus cost is how valuable it'll be. That's why coal and oil and gas are so good, and why we like them so much, because their ratio of energy cost to energy release, huge, huge. And you get the combustion engine involved, and you got cars. You get jet engines and jet fuel involved, and you got jets. Said jet twice.
Oh.
Spoiler alert on the jet one.
Alrighty, well that's interesting.
But no, this is great
Science,
because
man.
when people say that we have to stay on oil and gas forever, these are the kinds of things that say that, well, maybe not forever.
See,
this is something that could literally replace the need for it entirely.
again, I don't
the
know.
numbers that we're working with nuclear are insane.
Okay, but yeah, you still,
because the amount of material you need is literally tiny. In this case, the size of a peppercorn is what they were using in their test. But like, to put that on a scale to actually power cities, it doesn't have to be that huge. There's going to be risk, Nobody does, everybody's heard of Chernobyl.
It's gonna help out with a few things. It's gonna give free energy to the planet, and it'll take care of the population crisis we have.
Whoa.
Right? So
who said free?
Yeah, well, not free, but
you said free.
It's free for.
Hold on a minute.
Not free. Free from killing our planet. So it saves our planet twice, right? So it stops using all the bad stuff except for that. But it kills the people, and then boom. A win-win.
I think you're trying to say something to the extent of the carbon emissions.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
So this has a different waste product we'd have to be concerned and considering.
But that's a problem down the future. That's a future problem. We got to deal with the problem right now, and that's oil and gas and the population, according to Bill Gates. Right?
Well, I think you shouldn't be mindless ever. You should never mindlessly solve something.
No.
If your solution is worse than the problem, you shouldn't do the solution.
Isn't it?
So you should make sure the solution's not worse than the problem. And I'm not saying it is. In fact, I don't think it is. But there is nuclear waste. There's no good way to dispose of nuclear waste.
This is a weird analogy, but there's a story. It's about there's this place, there's a circus, and they had way too many elephants, right? So what they did is they got mice, because elephants are scared of mice. So they got a whole bunch of mice. Yeah, elephants are scared of mice. It's a real thing.
You can't get them to run away?
Yeah, because they get them on trunks. So the elephants ran away. But then they had a mouse problem. So they got a whole bunch of cats. And then they had a cat problem. And then they got something else.
And they all adopted cats, and no one had any problems.
Yeah, no, but that's so on and so on and so on.
No,
they fix one problem and they go to another problem.
They ended up with a bunch of cute kittens and no mice.
All right. Well, what else do we have? Do you have anything else on this?
I don't know what else the article has on this. I think they just get all sciencey about this cool word they've got, ignition. I don't know if they know this, but that already existed.
Yeah.
And they actually made a remix. Have you ever heard the remix to Ignition?
Maybe.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
No. That's our show for us tonight, everybody. Okay. I'm kidding. All right, so
I'll get canceled if I sing too much more of it. 2 megajoules. See, this is where, and then they got 3.88 megajoules out, right? So they netted
that's almost doubled it.
Megajoules.
Yeah. Okay.
That's their highest yield achieved to date. 2 subsequent experiments in October also delivered net gains. I don't know what a megajoule is, but So in December it was 2 megajoules to 3.15. So we're going up.
Yeah. Already.
I mean, hopefully we get on that. Like this is where we should be spending a lot of money. We announced a $42 million investment. That's it.
Few pennies.
Literally nothing. We could throw real money at it, but we're throwing pennies at it.
Yeah.
We have a $1 trillion budget. So millions they're nothing compared to billions, which are nothing compared to trillions.
Well, you can't launder money when it's not going through Ukraine. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry.
And the really shitty thing is, when Trump is elected, the Department of Energy is one of the departments he's cutting.
Yeah.
So this $42 million investment into this program, nope. He's going to say, we're going to drill instead of spending an ounce of money towards nuclear.
That might change, though.
No, it won't. He's already made his...
Depends on his VP, like that you said that earlier, right?
He's had 4 years to show us what he would do with the energy sector. So I don't need to guess at
You
what
can't
he'll
get
do with the
it.
next
Yeah,
4 years. He has to do
that's
with
the
the
worst
energy
thing.
sector. He's
Yeah,
going
that's
to
the worst
do what
thing.
he
It's hard to
did
get
again.
anything done in 4 years. That's why you need 8 years.
I mean, there's a lack of intent to get something done with nuclear. He had no intent. He did nothing with nuclear. So I don't know. I think it just sucks because if/when he's elected, it's another 4 years of low funding for a department I think is important and doing important work. That when people talk about, how are you going to solve this problem? This is one of the potential solutions, and we're just all
Yeah.
like quietly not funding it properly.
But
So
yeah,
that we can
then
say that any other solution's unrealistic. Like what? Electric cars? How's that gonna? Exactly. How's it gonna? Nuclear actually has the answers to how's it gonna. But nobody wants to fund it. I wish they would.
one day maybe, like
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
if it weren't for Trump literally promising to gut all these departments, including this one, he's already promised to do that
So,
before being elected this
day
time. He
one.
said he's gonna day one get rid of this department. So
Okay.
I guess go Biden.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. That's that's even worse. Come on.
I don't know if it's even worse. It's just not any better.
Yeah. Oh. Well, at least. But
You can't really differentiate when they both aren't going to do it.
as you know, I'd rather see Trump win, but that's my opinion. A fuel
I think,
capsule, not
Al
a pepper
Gore,
coin.
maybe?
It's a fuel
Did Al
capsule.
Gore
Oh
do
wait,
this?
we've missed that comment from Blue there. So
No, I said it.
did you? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I said it's a fuel
Yeah.
capsule, most likely with some sort of nuclear fissile ingredient in there. And I'm thinking uranium. That's the most popular one. I don't think they actually say what it is. It just says a fuel capsule the size of a peppercorn. I don't think they want to tell us what kind of element.
Yes,
Is that the right
okay,
word?
yeah, no.
I don't think they want to tell us what they're using. But there's more than just uranium, right?
Alrighty. Well, I think that's
the
all
extent
we
of my
have.
science, though. That's it. I know nuclear fission's good.
Thank you,
And people are
CNN
just
World.
scared because of Chernobyl. But they need to stop being scared because it's the future. You heard it here
Plowy,
first.
yeah.
Look, if you have to blow up a town.
So if you die in a nuclear explosion, you can blame Dustin.
You can.
Okay.
Totally blame me. Or we'll look at the actual cause for it, like somebody who removed a regulation that I said should be there, and that somebody's like, nah, you don't need regulations. Just throw that shit in the ditch.
From Fox News, federal appeals court blocks Biden. What the frig? I'm just struggling.
This is your article, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Federal appeals court blocks Biden's admin from removing Texas razor wire at southern border. Huh. Unless I'm saying that wrong. That just sounds really weird. Like, federal. Okay, anyway. Yeah.
So the Biden admin was trying to remove some razor wire.
The belt with the boys and razors.
The
yeah.
federal court is blocking him.
Yeah. So
from doing that.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about this a few times because it's been going back and forth, I believe.
Now, on what grounds? Because it's a federal court. On what grounds are they blocking him? He's the commander in chief. Doesn't he get to do whatever he wants?
They should have just told him, yes, sir. Now go back to bed.
How is he supposed to close the border if he can't even put razor wire at the border?
Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't want to close the border. I think it was yesterday. I could be wrong. I heard over 12,000 crossed the border alone yesterday. Illegal immigrants.
Apparently, there wasn't enough razor wire.
Yeah, I think that's.
But no, I mean the thing is though, like, if you're gonna authorize somebody to add razor wire, aren't you also authorizing them to remove razor wire? So, if a president has the authorization to decide how much razor wire is there, removing should be okay.
Yeah, does he get a say?
So either he can remove it or he can't.
But this is Texas, though. So maybe this is the state of Texas doing it, not the federal government.
Is this gonna be like the buoys? The buoys were in Texas.
I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So.
Oh, we're not watching a video. This is Fox, which fortunately is not blocking their article this time.
Yeah.
Somehow. Federal appeals court handed the state of Texas a win on Tuesday when it temporarily blocked the Biden administration from removing razor wire barriers placed at the border by Texas authorities. Placed at the border by Texas. Okay.
Yeah, this is a weird. Yes, okay, go on.
The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals is the federal court. So is that the end, or can you appeal it again? How's that work?
I don't know. Now. So does that mean the wire's staying up?
Well, he can't damage, destroy, or otherwise interfere with Texas's fence in the vicinity of Eagle Pass, unless it's for a medical emergency.
Well, I guess you have to put the fine print, right? Like, hey, this guy's bleeding out. We need to get through. We got to go around, right? But the state sued the Biden administration in October over cutting or damaging of
29
the more than
miles.
29 miles. Wow. But yeah, order to allow illegal immigrants to enter deeper into the U.S. So yeah, it's to stop the illegal immigrants.
Well, the efficacy of it isn't really
Now,
demonstrated anywhere
is
in
it
this article,
warned now?
so
But if they have
whether
signs
or
up,
not it's allowing this or not would depend on if that
Okay.
razor wire stops anyone.
yes, maybe.
Do I
But
believe it stops anyone? No. Are you kidding me? Bolt
yeah, no, it's
cutters are
not.
fucking
Yeah.
$5.
but
That stops nobody.
it must do something
even
because
need bolt
why they fight
cutters.
for it.
Well, conservatives like to fight for dumb shit. If you didn't notice, the buoys that also did nothing,
Yeah.
they fought for.
Why then? If
The
they're not
wall that doesn't
but-
do
okay,
anything, they fought for.
Well,
They fight
Biden's
for things
building
that
the
don't work all
Biden's
the
building the
time.
wall now, but
It's well, yeah, Biden's on board with the wall now.
So,
It's part of just a narrative that they have to have. They keep people scared of immigrants.
but it's not. It's a and again, they just again conservatives in Canada are different than the conservatives in the States by far. Not by far,
Right.
but
Well, your southern neighbor's America, so you got a different
Yeah.
story up there.
yeah, like
But you know, if you're a conservative and you're trying to establish to your people, your base, that you're serious about the border being a threat and a problem, you have to do something. You have to do something you can demonstrate to your supporters. So what do? Put buoys out there, put razor
Yeah.
wire out there, and then say,
Okay.
look what I did.
Yeah.
I did the thing. I protected you from the thing. You don't ever have to demonstrate anything beyond
okay,
that.
it's not work. Maybe it's not working, but they got to do
You
something.
just say,
with the
I
problem.
did this thing.
Okay,
and you
they-
never go and show like what that did.
but they
Did
at
that
least got to
actually
try
prevent people
something,
from
dude.
coming
They
in?
got at least. I think it prevents them
Well-
from coming in some places. It definitely does. You know, like
Just trying something is stupid. You should try something that makes sense.
oh,
to try.
they're always
But just
everyone.
trying something to be doing
The federal-
something is the
The
current
federal
approach.
government and your every state government down at the border there is ridiculous how they're doing it, right? Like, there's no reason. Like, they can definitely do it much better. But the federal government's like, oh, here, come on in. And then some of the states are like, nope, you can't come on in. And it's just a gone show. Have you ever been to the southern border?
I mean, I don't think technically at the border. I've been at
Yeah.
the northern border.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but have you been close to the southern border?
No, I mean
No.
Florida doesn't count. So
Okay, but I was gonna say because you've
that's
probably
the southern part of
you've
America.
probably
that's
still been
not-
closer than Biden has been, you know. So
No, Biden was there
yeah,
recently.
once he was there once, and that was just recently. Yeah,
I don't know what being there does. What does being
Yeah.
there do?
I don't know. Just everyone makes a big deal when Trump
It's
didn't go
lit-
places, right? So,
Right. Well, I
But-
also, wasn't one of those people make
Yeah.
a big deal about people not going places.
but yeah,
What I would make a big deal about is when people go to places and insist that they went somewhere else. Like when Trump thought he went to a union auto worker plant, but in fact went to a non-union auto worker plant during the auto worker strike.
yeah,
He
and
tried to
people- yeah.
brag about helping auto workers while going to a non-union plant.
Yeah, well, that happens. like-
That is proper
yeah.
outrage.
Yeah,
When
that
somebody
is,
tries
okay.
to pass off that they did something when they did the exact opposite.
yeah,
Now, on the other hand, Biden did actually go to the UAW lines. He
Yeah.
stood with the strikers and,
you
at
but-
least was mentally cognitive enough to go to the right thing.
well, they led him that way, you know.
Yeah.
Like he has no mental capacity at all.
But,
He's-
if you go to the wrong thing, you're going to get criticized.
yeah.
But getting criticized for not going to the border, that's.
But he definitely he talked about it. He talked big game how he's gonna do something.
They do the same
And
thing
then-
with natural disasters.
then he's not
like,
looking
you have
at
to
it,
go
yeah.
to the place
He's
to
not
happen.
looking at it though. He's like, oh, it's not a problem. Well, go down there and look, and it's a problem. Like I'm not even in the states. I
Going
can see it's a
down there to
problem.
look at it is not really an accurate.
I know,
way
but they
to
can do something
establish there
about it,
is
yeah.
a problem. That is a great way to get an anecdotal,
Yeah.
biased opinion of needing to do something. That is a recipe for disaster. Just going and looking at something.
Yeah.
Like here, go ahead and bias me that one day's events. And if it's good that one day, they'll say do nothing ever. If it's terrible that day, they'll say do terrible things. You should never do it based on just going down there. They should look at the actual information of what's worked. What have
Yeah.
we tried? What did that demonstrably do?
Yeah.
You can see how many
but they-
immigrants are getting through and which things were implemented when. Do things that work. Razor wire doesn't work.
But yeah,
It's expensive and does nothing.
I'm sure it does prevent some going some places, but
It really doesn't.
yeah,
Like,
I guess
there
they
are
could
things
just chop
that
through
do
it.
nothing. You have to admit there are things that would do
Yeah,
nothing, right?
they could just. You're right.
This is one of them.
A lock only keeps the innocent out. Like your lock on your front door is only keeping the good people out.
You see this as knee-height barbed wire
Yeah,
circles,
I see.
right?
Yeah, now that I saw it,
This
it's like okay.
stops nothing.
Yeah,
It's the dumbest shit ever. It's worse than the buoys that stops nothing.
yeah.
It's wasting our fucking money on shit that doesn't do anything. That's why you don't do it. You don't just do something to do something. You're wasting our money when you do that. Go and actually do the freaking science.
But they're not. Nobody is.
If you want a secure border, this is not it. This is like, I don't know, somebody forgot the rest of your prison fence. Where's the rest of it?
Yeah, why don't they do that? Throw at the wall. But yeah, I don't have too much more on this. They are.
Or why don't they just establish an actual argument against immigration that makes sense? Because from an
And
economical argument,
I don't.
there
And it's
isn't
again,
one.
it's not against.
They-
And this
they
isn't
make a
against
boogeyman
immigration.
argument.
It's not about. It's about illegal immigration. That's what it is. Like you want to go to America. You want to come to Canada. Canada has a huge problem with it too. Actually, the weird part is a lot of the legal immigrants are leaving Canada. The first time ever, more immigrants left Canada than came in 2023. Weird fact. But yeah, like there's a big problem with illegal immigrants coming, and there's ways to come here. There's plenty of opportunity to make it in Canada.
There's
and
not
present.
Plenty of opportunity.
Maybe
for
they're
America.
okay. Maybe not
There's
even
not.
America. Okay,
We have literally.
then why do they want to go there so
strangleholded our
bad?
flow.
If America's
Why do
so
people-
bad, well, if America's so
People
bad
want
and
to come
scary,
here, and
why do you?
us having a very small pipeline or not? They're not like
Okay.
people still want to go even if there's a small pipeline.
Yeah, okay,
What do you
but like if they think it's so shit, if America's so bad, why go
But why
there?
are you pivoting away from the point there?
I'm
Which
just
is
asking.
Our pipeline
Yeah.
for legal immigrants is extremely small. Did you know Canada accepts 10 times more immigrants than America and has a much lower population than us?
Yeah, we have a
You
lot of
guys
room.
accept 10 times as many immigrants as us.
Illegal. And have you seen how bad it is? Like the renting crisis here in Canada? Single
The what?
bedroom, the renting crisis, single
We have
bedroom.
the exact same problem,
Single-
and we have
yes.
a tenth of the immigration as you.
Yes, 16. Yeah,
Immigrants
exactly.
do not affect
So
that,
they
period.
do, because where are you housing these people? Where are they going to
Immigrants
stay?
are not the reason that the housing problem is happening.
No, it's not helping.
They're
The
going to be
inflation,
facing the exact
inflation and
same problem
interest
as the
rates.
rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. But bringing in
But the point of them is
bringing
they're the
500,000
fault is
people,
stupid.
bringing in 500,000 people into a country where we already have people living on the streets because there's nowhere to live. People are working, living in their cars. Where are we going to house these 500,000 people? That's the thing, though. Like, okay, well, let's get our shit together, then we can house them. You don't have your neighbors over for dinner when you don't have food yourself, right?
Well, you don't blame your neighbors for your lack of food,
Yes, unless they're coming, unless they're in my house eating my food, right? Like,
but they're not.
and then that's I'm not. And again, we're talking about like, for regular immigration, yes, but
The
illegal
thing that's
immigration,
causing the housing problem is all these fucking companies buying the houses.
and it's the banks, and it's
As
the interest,
income.
and it's inflation.
They're buying them as income.
Not, but it's a whole bunch of
They're
other things too.
taking a
It's
human
Airbnb.
necessity and
But-
monetizing it. In both Canada and America, they're monetizing human necessity. It's disgusting. It's like charging for water.
But yeah, still, but living
It should
when
be
there's
fucking illegal to do it.
when it's
I don't know
negative
why
40
housing's
degrees
not a human
Fahrenheit outside, and there's nowhere to live, what are they supposed to do? You know, what are these people supposed to do? They come here and then they freeze
They
to
are
death.
supposed to join with us, the rest of Americans, when they become an American by immigrating. They join with us in demanding our government do something about the housing crisis.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
what
they do, but by the time they get there, they're frozen. Like they either stay, like there's nowhere to go, and that's the thing. There's they're putting all these refugees into camps, hotel rooms and stuff, because they have nowhere to put them, and then now they're upset because they're in a hotel. At least they're in a hotel. At least they got something, you know. When they're complaining that they're in a hotel room for free, and this is illegal immigrants for the record, not legal immigrants.
You're
they're
talking about refugees, which is a totally different
Refuge-
category.
refugees. Actually, I think I'm pretty sure it was an illegal immigrant on this one, because we do house illegal immigrants, and I get it. Let's help them out. But why don't you come through the channels? Like, I know. Okay, I know we're going
Well,
off
I was
topic
trying to
here.
explain why they don't in America, which is why I was wondering why you're deflecting off the point. America does 1/10 of the legal immigration that Canada does. That's why they don't come through the legal way. We don't
Yes.
let them. It's months and months and months and months to go through the legal way.
Yeah, and
It's
it's years.
ridiculous on
It's actually
purpose.
years here. You can move
It has
here,
been orchestrated
but you're
to be
not Canadian.
ridiculous on purpose,
Yeah.
so people come the other way.
But like you can move here and like you can get a work visa and stuff, but you're not Canadian. In fact, my boss just become Canadian, and he's had a business here in Canada for 10 years. He just
Right.
officially
They already
became.
said Canada does 10 times
He
more
only
immigration
he officially
than
just
America,
came
and we're not
Canada
talking per
yesterday. I mean,
capita
like
either.
last week. So
We're talking total numbers.
we let
One
half a
last
million
one.
people in last year. Okay, we want immigration is good for any country, but when we don't have the housing or the jobs for it, what are you doing? And I was
Sounds
going
like
way
you
off
have
topic.
500,000 potential house builders.
House builders, but it gets the ground's frozen 8 months of the year, bro. You know, like we don't have.
Hey, you
Yeah.
can't make that argument. My argument is Canada is a wasteland. You
Oh.
can't take that from me.
You know, it is
90%
like
of Canada is snow.
So, like not 90, but maybe pretty close.
95, you're right.
Oh, yeah,
95%
okay,
of
but it's
Canada is
not-
snow.
It's like we can work in the winter, but like there's nothing. It's like, and then the price of everything too. You know, like you think your lumber's cheap. You know, it's expensive. Everything's gone up. You know.
Sounds like you need woodcutters. Sounds like maybe some of those new citizens can be woodcutters.
But that's the thing is the job's already taken. There's no jobs. Like there's no jobs.
no, you need more houses.
Oh.
You need more woodcutters. More woodcutting businesses need to start up.
But that's where it goes
need
back to the
employees.
beginning. Is like, well, who's
You
paying?
need more
then
wood,
who's
you need
buying?
more woodcutters.
Who's buying these houses though? Who's buying these
Think
houses?
about this if you're playing Rust.
Who's buying
No,
these?
maybe
No, I'm not.
Rust.
Okay, but
If
who's
you're
buying
playing
these
Lego
houses?
Fortnite.
We're building these houses, but who's buying them? Who has $700,000 to buy a 3-bedroom house? Not even $1
You've
million.
got a multi-tiered problem here, and you want it all solved in one thing.
And that you
It's-
say
it's
Blue's
got
make a
several-
point.
several-
Doctors, nurses, teachers, trades. A lot of doctors and nurses and teachers. Not I don't know what teachers. Doctors
God,
for
the
sure.
Canadians are not capable.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Blue saying about Canadians?
I don't know, they suck. But
Canadians
doctors,
can't be
but
doctors.
a lot of doctors come here from India that are great. They're completely, but they're not allowed to be doctors. So then they go drive a taxi cab, right? So or something like that because they're like, well, there goes my job. From like I was making this much money. I've had a ride from Uber. I had a tooth infection. He's like, oh, he told me everything. He's like, I was a dentist back home, but I can't be a dentist here. And he was 100% right with what I had. But the government doesn't see them as professionals. I don't know why. I have no clue
it makes
why.
sense.
But
You have to be licensed by the place you're practicing.
yes, but
That
India is-
licensing has certain
yeah,
requirements.
and-
Those requirements would vary wildly if you just.
But then
accepted
why does it
any
make
other
them
country's-
so many years to do it? They should be like, okay, come here, show us what you know. Boom, within 3 months, you should be back at it. Medical isn't much different. You're going to heal a bullet wound the same way here than India, I'm pretty damn sure. Right? Like,
Maybe, I don't know.
like,
Heal a bullet wound. We're not doctors.
I'm
obviously.
just saying, is like, why can't they be? Like,
I mean,
I'm-
you used a dentist as an example. Which
I just
is
said
a little
that.
different than a
But
bullet wound.
no, it isn't. But
Um,
I'm just saying. But
no,
that's
with
the thing, though.
dentistry
Like,
work, there's the making people go unconscious stuff like
Yeah.
that is very, very highly regulated.
That's
here.
not
It's
here.
Very much important
I've
here.
never been put
You
under.
need to be trained on anesthesia.
I've
here
never been put under. I've
to
had
do
a thing.
dentistry.
But yes,
Like-
and
Like there's just things like that. The requirements. You want to make sure that the requirements you've come up with are what your doctors.
okay, cool. But other than just
are.
kicking them to
I
the
don't want
curb and
somebody
saying
practicing
no.
on me just because they got the Republic of Congo says they could be a dentist.
Okay, but for
I
doctors,
have no idea what
okay,
they do
cool.
for dentistry over there.
yeah, but that's different. But from a Commonwealth country like India, that's like like I'm pretty sure they're Commonwealth. I'm pretty sure they're
What's that mean?
Commonwealth. I'm part of
does
the
that- what does that
anarchy,
mean?
the Queen. We bow to the king. What you said. You want me to say that? So
Part of
um,
the.
yeah.
Hold on.
Uh,
Did you say part of the anarchy?
Yeah, no, the anarchy, the British monarchy, yeah, anarchy, I did say anarchy, probably right.
I've completely lost the plot since you said that.
Yeah, no, and Blue's correctly. Canadians do not have the education or work ethic anymore. It's true. So, and I'm not saying we don't need immigration, but to have all this, to have everything come in at once when we don't have the resources to house these people, to feed
Well, it
these
sounds
people.
like Mike. It sounds like Mike wants to lower the bar for becoming a. Well, it's highly regulated profession. You want to remove
No,
those
not that.
regulations for
But
people.
like, we have no doctors. It's hard to find. You can't get a family doctor where I am. There's no way. I'm sure a lot of those doctors
So,
are just
So
as
if you're opposed to lowering the requirement, then
it's not
you're
lowering the requirement. You still have
for-
to show your paperwork. You still have to have some credentials, you know.
Okay, but their credentials are not comparable and they don't apply. You'd have to go in and do something like take a test,
Okay, yes,
get certification,
exactly.
get
But
license.
it takes several years.
So
It
what
shouldn't
you're
take-
saying is
yeah.
that needs to be fast tracked.
No, maybe not
Not that the bar
fast
needs
track,
to be lowered,
but
but
they
the bar
gotta
needs to be accessible.
they gotta make it better so that these people can come
So the
here.
pipeline is too narrow.
Yeah.
So you want a wider pipeline for immigrants to be able to integrate with the
for
skills they're coming
legal
with.
immigration, 100%.
Well, I mean, if an illegal immigrant can be a dentist, why wouldn't you want them to be?
Illegal immigrants can do a lot of things nowadays, you know, like
Well,
So-
no. Would you let an illegal immigrant practice dentistry on you?
probably not legal because they're not like there's a whole bunch of
Well,
there's
they've
a-
got qualifications. They're dentists from where they're from.
but they're
they just
illegal.
illegally
They're-
immigrated.
But they're illegal immigrated. They illegally
The
made
only
the-
illegal
but
thing they did was going across
You
the country
How do you
line.
know that they legally made
No,
those
this is
paperwork?
because I'm making the scenario for you
That
to
doesn't make
answer.
it because
That's
I'm
how
not
I
gonna
know.
I'm not gonna trust him because how do I know he lied? He broke the law to come here. How do I know he's not gonna break the law to make a buck?
What do you mean break the law to make a buck?
Oh, you dental work. You're not allowed to be dentist without being a real dentist. You know, like
He got all the certification. He's a certified dentist. He passed the do no harm to your teeth oath.
okay, that's exactly.
So
Do you
the
actually?
only difference,
I'm
the
not
only difference
asking
is the
your
legality
credentials.
of him
Okay.
getting into. No, nobody does.
Yes.
That's why it's like
Can
a
I
great
see your-
example.
can I see your
He tried to
grade?
go to Bullet
Yeah.
once, and I'm like, no, dentist.
So, I'm from Edmonton. What the fuck you talking about? You know?
And honestly, I haven't seen a dentist in years, so it's a great example.
But no, I'm just saying that like, okay, that's you're making a completely like
Well, you're saying
reasonable
that their
scenario there.
qualifications are fine, right? So I'm
Not
trying to
okay. Not
understand if
everyone
it's-
is,
if-
but there's a way to figure it out. So yeah,
But their qualifications obviously aren't fine if they're illegal. Their qualifications are in question.
and you kind of have an idea. Like, most illegal dentists are probably pretty shady.
Yes, I have
Like-
no idea. Not only my dentist.
I
but,
don't
like,
think there
people
are illegal
cooking-
dentists.
people
Or,
cooking my food, or working on my car,
Yeah.
or anything like anybody around me. I don't know if you're legal or illegal. I don't
Okay.
ask people for that.
okay, yeah, no, but this
Because-
okay.
We have
But-
a 14th Amendment
Yes,
or something. Be
that's
secure on
the
papers,
14th
but
Amendment
shit.
is what got Trump in trouble right now. So it's not that. But
Whichever one makes us secure in our papers, we got that one. There's also the one that doesn't let soldiers sleep in our house.
unless it's
No,
there's
no one
one
less on sleeping in our house.
no.
We
Isn't
have no
there,
quartering.
there's one rule that rides over that.
I don't
One
think so.
rule. I don't know what it is, but
When
she
can
says
they
it's
quarter?
fourth. I don't actually. Maybe think you're right. I think you're
Fourth
correct. I don't know.
Amendment. Hold on. The Constitution, through the Fourth Amendment, protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures. Oh wait, no, that's not the one about no quarter.
We already found out, but
Third Amendment. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in
In
any
time of
house without
peace.
the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law.
and,
It says in
yeah.
time of peace, nor in time of war.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, all right. All
It's a
right.
very long sentence that says no.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm not American.
Get
I'm
out
just,
of my
I
house,
just know
you
some
Canadian
things.
soldier.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, okay, there's rules, but to make them wait and then cry and bitch that we have a doctor's problem here. Well, you know what? You want more immigration? Then let's help these people who are qualified. And how do you know they're qualified? Well, look into it. Like, go to call. Like,
How do you decide a country has qualifications comparable to Canada's qualifications? Which countries have it and which ones don't? Like, does China?
Probably.
Does North Korea?
I would say no.
South Korea?
Probably.
I mean,
They're
what are
like-
we basing it on?
That's something. That's the thing. You look into it. They can't
Like, medically, I don't think North Korea and South Korea are much different in the dentistry field. So I think you'd
well,
be
probably,
fine there.
probably not, but
I think Chinese dentists would be fine.
yeah, probably. So again, that's such a wide a thing, but like, it's if you're like,
So
we
the way
need-
you do it is, however you're currently doing it, just fast track them to getting to that test. Because obviously you have a test to
exactly
get
'cause-
your medical
oh, for
license.
sure, and that's exactly it. But they don't. They push them for years and charge them out the leg, and then most of them don't bother go back into it because it's not worth it. You know.
And it's up to your government if you want them to create these pathways.
And then they
'cause
bitch,
people-
but then they bring all these
can't
immigrants in
just
here.
do it themselves.
And
'cause the existing capitalist world says you have to pay X dollars for that certification.
And I've talked to immigrants who agree that we're letting too many immigrants in at the moment because we are not ready for it. They want to let in another 500,000 next year. We don't. Actually, know that I think they put a pause on that. I'll have to look into it. But we need more resources before we do that. We need to get the housing crisis under control. We need same in the States too, 100%. But again,
But
we went far off
you're
topic.
even taking steps towards doing.
No, we're
anything
not.
with the housing.
Canada's not taking any steps. Actually, they did a little bit. They gave a whole bunch to Vancouver, I believe, to some cities. Alberta probably won't see any, but he is doing some things, but nothing major that's going to change anything.
So why not just say that we're going to change it this year? Instead of doing 500,000, we're still going to do 500,000 legal immigrants, but instead of doing 500,000 with any profession, 100,000 of you have to be woodcutters and house builders.
Yeah, maybe.
Boom, solving
Yeah.
two things at once. Not decreasing immigration, but actually addressing the housing problem, using the immigrants as a source of,
And the thing is, there's a lot
which is what they are.
And Blue's right. There's a lot of lazy people here. Like nobody wants to work.
Now,
They're
in the
also-
interim, you build apartment buildings to house the large number of people while you work on getting real housing built. You need apartment housing, something in mass, an individual house for each person takes a
But
while
yeah,
to
that's the
get,
thing.
especially when you're this far
Like
behind.
in Toronto, I believe you have to I believe the cheapest rent is like $1,800 in the city. Like for a single person. Like that's insane. Like it's
Now in America, I think we're fucked. The only real solution is the government should actually just take over the house building industry and literally do it themselves. Stop just subsidizing private companies to do it. Do a communism, take it over. Because capitalism is too greedy to not fuck it up.
Yeah, I can see your point there.
And it's too important to let it get fucked up.
I can see the government fucking
housing.
up too, though.
In my opinion, it's a human right to have a house.
But I can see the government
That's
fucking
it.
that up quite a bit as well.
Like,
And what
you look
size?
at Survivor, like the first thing they work on is their shelter.
Yeah. What size of house? Who?
And they don't make sure everybody worked in a certain amount on it. Everybody worked in equally hard on the shelter, but the shelter still gets made and everybody uses it because they all need a shelter. It's a human right. It's a human necessity.
But like again, we've talked about this in the past too. You can give you give everybody a house, but who pays for those houses? Like, no, we don't have
Houses
the money.
shouldn't cost money.
Yeah, but who builds it? Who builds these houses?
This is
who
why
pays
I
the
said
people?
America,
Who
that's
pays
what
for
I'm
the
saying,
lumber?
America
Who pays
is
for
so
like?
far gone.
That's
So is
why
Canada.
my
solution is what it is.
But there's no way to do it because you got to pay. You got to pay the company to bring that wood to you. You got to pay for that.
That's why I said
you got to pay for those nails. You got to pay for those. Where are you going to get the nail? They're going to have to take over the nail company. They're going to have to take.
Are you familiar with what happened during the World Wars?
As
far as government industry takeover, are you familiar with the government's power? They're able to do this.
Yeah, in a time of war.
Yes, in a time of war, which is a time of emergency, which is now. We are in a housing emergency. You could authorize the takeover of industries to get production going of nails and wood and concrete. Because we do have a shortage of steel, concrete, wood, nails. There's a shortage. You got to start doing something. And I was saying, we're too far gone to let private.
You take that over then. Who pays the people to do the work?
The government.
Who pays the government? Where's this money coming?
The government prints money.
They print money, which just causes more problems in the long run.
Governments make money. That's what governments do.
Okay, then
we already have inflation out the wazoo. I'd like to have a house while we had it, please.
Yeah, I guess.
Would that be okay?
All right,
everything's on fire because we have houses.
No. But then you go to the store and you have to pay. You go to the store and you go buy an apple and a thing of milk and they'll be like $25, sir. Right? Like,
I don't know that I would say free housing translates into apples 25xing in price.
Yeah. Well, everything else goes up, right? Because
that seems wrong.
But I guess that's
do
a hard
economies
analogy,
scale and do economies increase? Yes, they do. They always go up.
I don't see that fixing the problem though, because that's just going to cause then who's gonna like print the money, but who's gonna pay for those nails and all that stuff? The government, sure, but who pays those people to build those? The government.
The exact same way they did it in the World Wars. The exact same way they did it in the World Wars, which had a way and it happened and worked.
And then
So what do you mean you don't see it would work? It did work.
It did
They
work
did
for
it to increase production of bullets and guns and tanks and
okay,
cars and
yeah.
vehicles for the war. We did this. We've done this for a different industry. I'm not trying to come out of the box here. This is a solution that has worked.
But it's too late.
And
you could have said it's too late now.
Which is why I said we have to do a communism.
There's no way.
You have to do a takeover.
It'll never
because
happen.
Capitalism will not allow greed to stop long enough to fix it fast enough. Communism's the only thing that can do it. It will never happen. You got to do a takeover.
That's when civil war will break out. That's 100% when civil war will break out.
What? When you socialize an industry?
It
wouldn't be the only one. You know, the fire department is a socialized industry. Nobody wants civil war over the fire department.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
You know, the police department is socialized.
We should probably get to our last story here though, because we are running out of time.
What do you mean? I'm off.
Yeah.
I have no time.
So yeah,
know that, right?
No, I do. So,
all right, you got this one, right?
Yes. Just give me 2 seconds here. From Fox, from Fox News, another really weird one to say, but wife of Navy officer jailed in Japan calls on Biden to commute sentence as U.S. sends him to prison upon return.
Okay, so Japan's extraditing him.
Yeah,
so for all courts to sentence him.
Yeah,
so Biden does have the ability.
Okay, right? now I did pre-read this because I do pre-read some of them.
So it says it's charged with negligent driving resulting in the death.
Yeah, he killed 2 people. So,
negligent driving. What do they mean by negligent? Are we talking about a drunk driver?
I didn't get that. I didn't get that far because I didn't want to read too much.
Sometimes they use kinder words.
Yeah,
I don't like that. But this is Japanese authorities' take on it, so they might be trying to downplay whatever this is. Ridge Alconis.
Okay. Yeah. So
is he he's a
Navy officer? Yeah.
Navy thing. Yeah.
I
just pointed at the thing. He's a thing.
Okay, so but why? So I don't know how he got back to America, but yeah. So why should he be released if he did the crime, right? So, the wife of the U.S. Navy officer who was imprisoned in Japan and returned home only to be sent to prison to finish out his punishment said, "Undeniable, President Biden has the power to commute the sentence or pardon her husband."
So
why should he though?
It stems from charges of deaths of 2 Japanese citizens as a result of a car crash while descending Mount Fuji. I mean, coming down steep declines and stuff are dangerous. It's hard to drive. I'm too scared to do it. I imagine Mount Fuji is probably one of those scary places to drive.
Okay.
Probably was an accident just from that short description.
That's still, but just neglect. That's how they charge him on neglect, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a duty to be paying attention.
Yeah.
Like, were they jogging, biking?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I don't know, but yeah, he was only going to get 3 years. It looks like, but
so he has a 3-year sentence, and his wife Brittany is asking Biden. So if he's got 3-year sentence, she could ask Trump maybe.
Yeah.
Next year, if Biden doesn't do it.
Yeah.
But should he? Should Biden?
But yeah, so I can't. But what is that? I wonder what happened with the whole thing, right? Like. I wish I knew the whole circumstances of the accident. See exactly what happened, right? Doesn't really say that. He could be home time for Christmas. When I was driving my kids home from their grandparents' house last night in the back seat. I'm just gonna stop. But yeah, it just
they're saying the Justice Department could still go through typical processes to reconsider Ridge's case. I don't know that would be a way to be home in time for Christmas. I'm pretty sure the pardon is the way to get home in time for Christmas. This going through the typical process is going to be way slower.
But why? Okay, but if he did it, if he was charging Japan and Japan gave him back to us for some reason, or you guys, sorry, providing justice, right? He's in Japan, then providing justice, isn't that him in jail? The justice.
Part of the issue may be concerning within government to continue appeasing Japan. What does that mean?
Appeasing Japan, then rather than providing justice. If he killed 2 people with neglect, you killed 2 people. You're on your cell phone. You hit somebody. That is neglect. You should be charged.
And having you finish your 3 years is justice, not an appeasement.
That's just
to the country you did a crime in. That's weird to say.
He gets
that's his wife saying it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take too much of what she says too seriously because obviously. Her husband's in jail and can't get out. And
it must be pretty shitty for her. I get it, but it's like, so what does it say?
He did something that was bad. They don't have.
Out of the 2 times, immediately being given medical attention, he was arrested at his authority. It passed out. Okay, I wonder what happened. Like, it doesn't really say. Did we miss it? Does it say up time? Does it say? I don't know. I don't see anywhere. Does it say that?
This is saying that I guess this would be neurologist arguing in his defense said that he suffered from acute mountain sickness that caused him to suddenly pass out due to rapid altitudinal change, and that's the cause of the accident rather than
Oh.
any negligent reason. If it were something where you passed out and then your car strikes somebody, it's not negligent at that point. Like
Yeah,
if something
but
physically knocks you unconscious, you can't be held liable for what
Can they-
happens while you're unconscious. At
but
that
how
point,
can they
right?
prove that? Are they just using that as a
Right.
defense?
This is obviously
So
that's why I worded it that way. I'm like,
Oh.
this is his neurologist arguing on his
it
behalf.
could be this, but
He
right?
still
So,
got sentenced to 3 years, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they said "nuh-uh"
yeah.
to that argument.
Okay, so
And Alcona said that he was not given medical attention. He was instead arrested by authorities. You know, obviously, if you were experiencing never even heard of this. If you're experiencing a medical condition, being arrested instead of being given medical attention is bullshit,
yeah, but
in my opinion. I think that sucks when they just keep you cuffed and don't let doctors get to you.
again, that's
after
a again
you've
we don't
clearly
know.
hurt.
Again, I've seen video,
So
never
if-
seen,
if
but
that's true,
Japanese
'cause,
has
like-
great authority. They're
Yeah, he
very
has 3
good
years
people,
sentence.
right?
He,
So
he was sentenced, so I have to believe that this was
Yeah.
just his argument and
Yeah.
not that it was fact.
yeah, Japan is going to do their duty, right?
Ooh.
So
Missed it, but Blue said education is socialized. I missed that one. They're trying to unsocialize it though, Blue. This is why they want private schools. The school choice. They're trying to unsocialize it. Don't let them.
but yeah, so oh, we recorded 1/6. So what's going on?
I'm gonna say they also offered customary Japanese gominasai, which just means sorry or apology, and wrote condolences to the family in addition to negotiating a record 1.65 million gominasai settlement. Is it really called that?
Apology
Which
settlement.
reportedly would typically offset jail time.
So
So wait, the Alcona's family thought they could pay the government of Japan to just not do jail time?
well, I think of the families.
That says what I think it says,
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah, well, yeah,
They
okay.
just said, "Hey, we gave them $1.6
Yeah.
million. Why did
Oh
they
yeah,
not let him go?"
okay, yeah, huh? So that's bribery.
Well,
Yeah.
you're dumb.
So yeah, so
Your kid did a crime probably for reals, and your bribe is a crime too. Is it you? Is it you
Oh.
too? You did that crime of 1.6 million?
is that even the
Who's his
parents? We don't know
family?
that. That could be
It says
the.
the Alcona's family, so
But
whatever
we don't
that
know.
means.
We don't know if that's that close family there. You have to scroll down a little
Oh yeah,
bit.
yeah. Derek and Susie Alconas.
Okay, I just want to make sure, right? So
Oh, and I guess this is his spacesuit.
Oh. But yeah, if he did the crime, he should be like. I don't see him why he should be out. If Japan charge him, make him do his
Alcona's
time.
arrest in Japan notably sparked rare bipartisan furor on Capitol Hill.
I don't never heard of this story.
So meaning
before.
Republicans and Democrats both were angry
Yeah.
about his arrest?
I didn't hear anything about it.
Nothing short of inexcusable that an American who experienced a medical emergency should be treated so poorly by an allied nation that he's protecting. Allegedly
Yeah.
experiencing a medical condition.
All right. Well, I do hope he gets his time. Like I do hope he stays in jail. I don't see why he should get out. My opinion.
I think the Japanese
I get-
judicial system is trying to make an
I
example
do.
of
Like
him.
no, that's their. You go. I'm always the one. You go to someone's country. You do the You do the crime there. If you do something, like you deal with it. Like it might be shitty. Like that one person who, I think
He's targeted because he's American. I don't think that's true. It's a
No.
3-year sentence for what sounds like you killed 2 people.
Yeah, and that's
And
pretty
you thought you
lenient.
could
to
pay him
do.
off because you're in the Navy
And
and your family's got money?
there's you go to other countries to do crimes, a lot less, and you'll get put in jail for a lot longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One
I feel like
guy-
this is
one
somebody
guy
who
touched the
needs to
wall,
serve the time
or
to learn the lesson.
One guy chipped a wall in Rome, I think, and now he's being charged almost for he could get life in prison there. You know, but like one of those ancient. Well, I don't know where exactly, but it was like I don't know, maybe it was Rome, but it was
One
like
of those architectural site
yeah,
things
and
or
he
whatever,
knocked
like-
something over, and yeah,
I mean, you have to have a penalty for that.
yeah. But yeah,
Maybe,
I think
I don't know
that's
if it should be life in prison. That
No.
seems a bit crazy.
But
But,
that's
you know, I'm not.
yeah.
I don't know. I think people want to see those old Roman things or old, not just Roman, old architectural buildings and stuff.
sure.
We all want to be able to see them, not have some asshole break them.
Yeah. Okay, well, I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, can you hit that follow button here on Kick? We want to get to 100. We're at 93. We grew
Yeah,
quite a bit
triple
this
digits
week.
would be cool.
We'd love to get to 100 by Christmas. That'd be a Christmas miracle. Yeah, hit that follow button, and if you want to give us a sub, we can accept subs now. No pressure. That's all your disclosure. But
Yeah, our
yeah,
goals are all about followers right now.
Yeah.
So
exactly. You
and
can also
following is free.
you can also go to borderlinebanter.com, and there you can find our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, and our X, formerly known as Twitter. And if you want to be on the show, we'd love to have a discussion. We like to have debates. We like to hear your opinion and share our thoughts. So yeah, you can drop us a line, shoot us an email. We'll go from there. We'll book you on a date, and we'll go from there. We
Yeah.
love to have different backgrounds and everything. And on Friday night, we do have our friend Twin Gats coming back, so he will be here, and hopefully he's got some interesting stories for us. And remember, it's okay not to be okay. We take this very serious here at Borderline Banter. We believe it's okay to talk to somebody when you need to, and there's a lot of warning signs that your friend or your family member might have. We have a huge page. Let's go down here. There's a lot of things here that can show you the signs and give you numbers and help for support. But yeah, I think that's all we have. Dustin, do you have anything to say before we jet out here?
Just thanks everybody for tuning in with us, especially everybody chatting. It's always good to have that extra banter involved. That way it's not just me and Mike yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody watching later. Make sure you leave me some comments on YouTube. It's
Okay.
been the way to keep me out.
Thank you very much. Now I appreciate you being here. We will be back on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. But yeah, I'm gonna find some for you guys to watch right now. This guy's playing a game. Lemmy Straw. I'm horrible at saying names, but here you go. We'll see you on Friday. Thank you very much.
He's playing.
You guys ever been
Game.
fired from your job before?
Well, first time for everything.
No.
Yeah, for
Let's
everything.
go, Border! What the hell?
Alright, we're
Let's
fine.
go! Yeah, we are. Just go to the
Like,
easiest
this
place.